says if the live stream is active on recording. It says excellent. Alright, buddies, are you ready to sail the seas with me? This game is a free-to-play horror game. I gotta remove myself. Gotta move slowly. I will be your captain on this voyage. We are sailing the seas of the Lovecraft series. This is a DLC. It's called 𝙍𝙐𝙐𝙐𝙐𝙐𝙐𝙐𝙐𝙐𝙐𝙐𝙐𝙐𝙐𝙐𝙐𝙐𝙐𝙐𝙐𝙐𝙐𝙐𝙐𝙐𝙐𝙐𝙐𝙐𝙐𝙐𝙐𝙐𝙐𝙐𝙐𝙐𝙐𝙐𝙐𝙐𝙐𝙐𝙐𝙐𝙐𝙐𝙐𝙐𝙐𝙐𝙐𝙐𝙐𝙐𝙐𝙐𝙐𝙐𝙐𝙐𝙐𝙐𝙐𝙐𝙐𝙐𝙐𝙐𝙐𝙐𝙐𝙐𝙐𝙐𝙐𝙐𝙐𝙐𝙐𝙐𝙐𝙐𝙐𝙐𝙐𝙐𝙐𝙐𝙐𝙐𝙐𝙐𝙐 I believe, what is the giant octopus's name? And it controls the universe. I'm gonna have to change the settings because this is getting laggy. We're gonna change this to low. I don't know what analyzing is. Motion blur. Yeah, save and exit. What does that do? I think yes, save. Is that better? Oh, okay. Oh, thank the Lord, it's better. Okay, guys, I just adjusted the settings. But it's called 𝙎𝙤𝙧𝙚𝙤. It's free to play on Steam Engine. If you guys are curious, it's down in the description below. Yes. So it is a short horror game where you explore a madman sailing the ocean, trying to prove their theories. Muertos, yo, muertos! Are you ready to sail the seas with me? We're going on a voyage. Get your sea legs on because this one's gonna be a rocky start. Wait, it has motion blur, full screen, V-Sync. I don't know what V-Sync means. You guys can tell me. Virtual syncing, right? So it's like, depending on which way you move, it gives you kind of like a head bob, maybe. So here's the sound, 100%. Voiceovers, hell yeah, 100%. Let me know, let me know if I should have lowered down the volume. But they have voiceover, so it's like voice acted. Oh gosh. Okay, okay. Making sure controller vibrations. I need a controller? Okay, I'll pull up my controller in case that's the only way. So I'm about to move off screen. Come on, somebody, a CP dead man. Ayo, Captain. Yes, we are sailing the ocean. I gotta pull up my controller. I kind of want to do the heart rate monitor now. Since it's a horror game, I kind of do. Oops. Your captain has been frozen for a second there. So I'm going to connect the controller in case we need it. Because it says it right here. Controller vibrations? Does it have to? Does it need to? Gotta find a free USB spot. Okay, found it. Let's see if I can connect it. Okay, cool. It seems like it should be fine. Gotta loop it around. Try not to destroy stuff. Okay, so how do I know it's connected? It sounds like it's connected. I hear my PC connecting to it. Do I have to do Bluetooth something? I don't think so. I think you can do... Maybe I have to put it in the right way. I think this is right. Yes, I think... It's blinking, is it correct? It's kind of weird because the controller... I don't know. Some controllers will be... It'll be obvious, like this way is up and this way's down. To connect the umbilical cord from the controller to the PC. I wish it told me. Okay, so let's hope we don't need a controller. I would do heart rate monitor. Yeah, I think we're good. That'll be a whole nother setup. Gonna set this aside. Okay, maybe the controller is wrong. Other than that, how is everybody's week going? Is there a holiday coming up? I don't know. Holidays are kind of random. Unless it's like Christmas or Halloween, then I kind of zone out. Or springtime. Alright, I have the controller connected in case we need it. I don't know what invert Y-axis means. So here are the languages available for you guys. We have English, Dutch, Espanol, Italiano. Whoa, goodness. Save and exit? I don't know what that is. That's horrifying. Gotta lower it down a little bit. I don't know what happened. We should be good. Behind me is Craving for More. So I think there's additional series to them. Stay up to date on their socials. I'm just gonna disconnect it. I think it's messing with my PC. Okay. So just put my Zoof over here. We're probably gonna have to move over here. Let's go ahead and start. 𝙬𝙬 is... Whoop, I'm so big. 𝙬𝙬 is a faithful, interactive adaptation of H.P. Lovecraft's work, focused on a story and atmosphere. Well, I might have to switch the hat, or maybe not, just like this. Focused on a story and atmosphere. You will not find difficult choices, action sequences, or inventory management here, and movement is limited to the progressing through locations along with the plot.
I am writing this under an appreciable mental strain, since by tonight I shall be no more.
Gotta love the voice acting already. Should I increase the volume? I don't know. Let me know if I should increase it. I have it 100 for sound effects and the voice acting. Ooh, I'm doing mouse. Okay, so some of the trivia is hidden. In order to find these secrets, focus your eyes and look for the elder sign. So it is controller and mouse. Okay, so it's telling me right here. Use right click for mouse, but left click for controller. Alright. And these are additional signs too. Question mark, stick, and circle. Oh, you right click the mouse to zoom in.
Penniless, and at the end of my supply of the drug which alone makes life endurable, I can bear the torture no longer, and shall cast myself from this garret window into the squalid street below.
Muerto says, yeah, soup! Kuman says, volume is fine, thank you! I really appreciate it. Okay, so...
Do not think from my slavery to morphine that I am a weakling or a degenerate.
He called himself a degenerate!
When you have read these hastily scrawled pages, you may guess, though never fully realize, why it is that I must have forgetfulness or death.
Look at all his scribbles. He's going mad. He's turning to eternal suffering due to his creativity. So I'm guessing he's some sort of book writer, novelist, and he's discovered something outside of what we consider normal. Ooh, you can even get the ceiling. That is insane. I really love it. Especially that it's free to play. Ah, what's this?
It was in one of the most open and least frequented parts of the broad Pacific that the packet of which I was supercargo fell a victim to the German sea raider.
Oh! Can I move? Oh, you're kind of at... So you don't really get the option to move? Oh, wait, hold on a second. Let me increase the quality. That's probably too strong. Opacity. Oh, that is definitely too strong. Saturation, brightness, contrast. Opacity. I keep messing with it. Gamma. I'm gonna test it, okay? I'm gonna test this. And... okay. Hopefully this is better for you, just for this sequence here.
The Great War was then at its very beginning, and the ocean forces of the Hun had not completely sunk to their later degradation.
That is so beautiful, man. Look at that. Gorgeous. I bet the game devs were having a blast doing the sea graphics and the sky. I think that's my favorite part about watching game developers experiment. I enjoy watching, especially when it's like nature. They go all out with that kind of stuff.
So that our vessel was made a legitimate prize, whilst we of her crew were treated with all the fairness and consideration due us as naval prisoners.
Is it me, or is he kind of like the sound is repeating? Hopefully it's just the sound quality in-game that his narration is being kind of echoed. Can I move? Oh, you click on these, okay.
So liberal, indeed, was the discipline of our captors, that 5 days after we were taken, I managed to escape alone in a small boat with water and provisions for a good length of time.
I noticed the extra sound. I'm gonna go and fix it. Monitor off, okay. Game capture main. Fixing some things. Okay, I just turned Steam Engine Games audio source, the monitor off. Sometimes that helps turning off the monitor for... There's a section, it's called audio monitoring. I turned it off just in case, because sometimes I can't tell. Okay, alright, resume! So your choices matter then. Because it feels like a different story is told based off what you choose.
I found myself adrift and free. I had but little idea of my surroundings.
Oh, hello, LJ123, buddy. So what do you think so far? I really amped up the quality of like the lighting, because if not, it would be advanced shadowing. So we're sailing the ocean after being captured, and then we escaped. I don't know how anybody can sail the ocean so easily or go on boats. I have a deep fear of the deep ocean. You are so brave if you guys like sailing. You are exceptionally amazing, because psychologically, the damage would be done to my brain. Seeing an ocean like this, just a speck of salt drifting away, possibly making it to your destination. I mean, it's not a guarantee, right? You're kind of just at the hands of nature. Because not everybody makes it to their destination. But I mean, nowadays, technology, they say, is advanced enough to where if you do have a boat, especially if it's like with an engine, you can get there faster. But I don't know. Are you guys afraid of the ocean? Or are you weary of the sea creatures? I don't know what that means, LJ123.
Never a competent navigator, I could only guess vaguely by the sun and stars that I was somewhat south of the equator.
It is beautiful.
Of the longitude, I knew nothing, and no island or coastline was in sight.
Are we gonna die? Should I have chosen the flag? So I have... Oh, click the moon. Wait, are there two options? Okay, I guess you just click the moon.
The weather kept fair, and for uncounted days I drifted aimlessly beneath the scorching sun, waiting either for some passing ship or to be cast on the shores of some habitable land.
He's lost! See, I told you! You take the chance of sailing the ocean and not everybody comes back. You have to guarantee that the sailor, the captain, knows where they're going. And they're by themselves. That's madness. You are bound to go cuckoo bananas sailing alone on the ocean. And lonely. You get very lonely.
But neither ship nor land appeared, and I began to despair in my solitude upon the heaving vastness of unbroken blue.
He's gone crazy! What do they call it? When you become severely dehydrated and you start losing your marbles. It happens. Don't they call it sea madness? Kuman says, not really. I think being a pirate would be pretty cool. Muerto says, pirate is a fantasy I never want to live. Think of Jack Sparrow. All he ever drank was booze. So Jack Sparrow was a character played by... Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp played Jack Sparrow. You notice how he never drank water? I was always asking myself, like, where's the water at? Everybody was downing, like, you know, liqueur.
The change happened whilst I slept. Its details I shall never know.
You ready to be scared, guys? This is where the Lovecraftian horror begins.
For my slumber, though troubled and dream-infested, was continuous.
He's about to see a big monster. That's a big squid. We have no option but to touch it.
When at last I awoke, it was to discover myself half sucked into a slimy expanse of hellish black mire, which extended about me in monotonous undulations as far as I could see.
I mean, if you're hungry, because I don't think he had anything but crackers or potatoes. He had to have something that wouldn't, like, rot or... Because I feel like fruits and vegetables would rot faster compared to bread. I think someone told me that they would soak bread in ale in order to prevent it from molding. Isn't that a thing? Isn't that why they call it rum bread? It's sometimes they turn it into a dessert, or it's served as a dessert or a delicacy. And, like, family gatherings for holidays, something like that. That's why they would dip bread in ale and things like that. Yeah. Or maybe something about Skyrim. Something about they have a cuisine or something like that paired with bread. Something. I don't know. It was just to make it last longer because it was less likely to. Oh, let me, Yeah, this is very vivid. Wow. I think he's just dehydrated. A nice day. It says, Muerto says, hard to get fresh water at sea, and he was a booze hound. He was. Yes, didn't he? He was always tipsy, and that was a Disney movie. Yeah, the Pirates of the Caribbean series was a Disney family-friendly film. And to think that they had mature themes is astounding. You know what I mean? LJ123 sprinkles in her evil arc. You wish. I missed my pink eyes. This is the only coloration I got with pink eyes. I miss it. I do. I miss my pink evil eyes. Kuman says, I've recently started to enjoy honey mead. Can't say I like booze or liqueur though. When I was younger, in my younger days, I would say that of course, the legal age, of course. I would say, I had enough. You try it for the first time, and then at some point you're like, it's enough. I don't anymore, because I felt like my body was more swollen. We all have our experiences, our good and our, and our experiences where it makes us feel very sick. That's how you learn how much to drink and how much not to. It's just a learning experience. But if you ever do, let it be with people you trust, family, friends, people you know that will be there for you in case you have to throw up or rehydrate. Yes, always surround yourself with trustful people who are there to make sure you'll be okay. You know what I mean? Yes, always safeguard yourself. Don't do it in an environment where you know what I mean? sometimes there are some people that will put stuff in your drinks, so you just have to drink responsibly and carefully. It's not, don't worry too much about what you would do, worry so much about what other people could do to your drink. Once you put it down, the rule is never pick it up and drink it. Get a new cup. It could be at a party, it could be like a business event, it could be like a family friend event. Do not drink it. If you left your cup there, whatever it is, it could be tea, Coke, or, you know, like an ale beverage, just don't pick it up. Just toss it away. Even if you have your name written on like the cup or something, if it's like a disposable plastic party cup, just don't do it. Trust me. Oh, you don't know what could be in there. It's something you learn. Just never drink it. For all you know, someone put some snot in there as a joke. Just don't do it. Take my word for it, don't do it. But yeah, I don't know what he drank, but he drank something bad.
And in which my boat lay grounded some distance away.
'Cause he's just hallucinating.
Though one might well imagine that my first sensation would be of wonder at so prodigious and unexpected a transformation of scenery, I was in reality more horrified than astonished.
Can you still see me, or should I be bigger? I should be bigger. I should grow tall. Okay, get bigger. Yes, your captain must be tall. You can tie me to the front of the ship. Instead of the mermaid, it'll be me. To scare away and to warn everybody who comes to our boat of buddies. They'll see me and they'll like... I'll be like, ah! Oh my god. I would scream louder, but just for comedic effect. It says, LJ123, you're not evil yet. No, I'm not. That's too much work. If I was a villain in a series, I'd be the lazy villain. I'd be like, it's too far. I'm too sleepy. I'm not gonna do it. I'd be a lazy villain. I'd be so unprofessionally lazy. Kuman says, I never drink in public. I always been pretty solitary. I mean, I was taught to just be very safe if I chose. There's a little bit. It's a little birdie. I was always told to drink carefully. You know what I mean? But I tend not to anymore. I don't know. I guess I'm just getting old. I feel like I don't taste it anymore. I don't taste the flavors. I might have lost some sense of taste buds. I don't know. I got a really bad cold once and I just don't taste food the same. I could switch it back. Hold on. I could switch it back from that filter. I wish I could choose like how much. Yeah, see, that's just too. See, like that's the original, and then this is mine. Gamma. I am messing with it. Okay, so I think it's. You know what? We're just gonna keep my version of filter.
For there was in the air and in the rotting soil a sinister quality which chilled me to the very core.
Igor, what's up, buddy? Welcome, my sea travelers. We are on a Lovecraftian horror adventure, but it is a short one, so we'll have to figure out what game to play after. If you play this game, it'll have harsher shadows and tones in the color, so you might want to like add a filter to see it more of the graphics.
The region was putrid with the carcasses of decaying fish and of other, less describable things which I saw protruding from the nasty mud of the unending plain.
Whoa, we're ascending to heaven! Take me, Jesus! Because we're rising up from the sludgy corpses of fish. Well, is it an octopus? Or is it a... We count the tentacles, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 is octi, right?
Perhaps I should not hope to convey in mere words the unutterable hideousness that can dwell in absolute silence and barren immensity. There was nothing within hearing and nothing in sight save a vast reach of black slime. Yet the very completeness of the stillness and the homogeneity of the landscape oppressed me with a nauseating fear.
I bet it smells really bad. But they're all kind of alive still. Did you guys know that if you get served some octi for, you know, if you go out for like a Korean barbecue, sometimes they'll offer some octai. And you can even get like a sauce, soy sauce. And it will cause the octai to twitch a little bit. It's pretty cool. A little bit entertaining. I mean, I'm a meat eater, but for anybody out there who eats veggies, maybe that wouldn't be entertaining. It might scare you a little bit. But it's completely normal if it starts moving. It's just very fresh. Igor says like a rainbow. Yeah, a little bit, right? The horizon's a bit of a rainbow. I think that's... Who is that right there? Why is there a naked person? It says... What's infinitely a funk, LJ123? Is it like an artist or is it from a game? Like Friday Night Funkin'. Kuman says, honestly, Red Bull beats all ale beverages on a regular occasion. But mead and sake is better when it comes to eating on special occasions. Oh, have you tried soju? Soju is supposed to be a South Korean beverage, but it is, of course, an alcoholic beverage. I've tried soju. It's very delicious. It's just... It feels... I don't know. It's like it has a light flavor to it. It's not too strong. It's just like kind of... You have to be careful a little bit because it's not a strong flavor. It goes down easy. At least that's how I define my time with soju. If I'm saying it right, forgive me if I'm butchering it. LJ123 says Octo is 8, so it is an octopus.
The sun was blazing down from a sky which seemed to me almost black in its cloudless cruelty, as though reflecting the inky marsh beneath my feet.
So he's walking around. Ew. Okay, so we have what option? Okay, we don't have an option over there, but we have to go to our boat. Nasty!
As I crawled into the stranded boat, I realized that only one theory could explain my position.
You were swallowed inside of a... Oh, no, you're not. I was gonna say, it's like the Moby Dick story, where you're swallowed by a whale. The poor whale had to upchuck those people. At least what was left of those people. Our canisters, our tuna... Probably, yeah, probably... what would go in a small can that size? Maybe sardines? Some biscuits or clothes in there? Some moldy bread. Yeah, it feels like we were swallowed by something, but you still see the sky, so that can't be it. It says... LJ123 says Infinite Funk is a music, but I think it's game too. That's what I was thinking. I was like, it kind of feels like that'd be like a game music. Kuman says, it was kind of satisfying to drink, in my opinion. Yeah, soju. I gotta try honey mid. That sounds delicious. My goodness. I think I've tried. Has anyone ever tried Irish creamer? All my adults, I would think everybody would be, but I don't know.
Through some unprecedented volcanic upheaval, a portion of the ocean floor must have been thrown to the surface, exposing regions for which innumerable millions of years had lain hidden under unfathomable watery depths.
You know what I mean? All my adults who are aged... what is it called? You have to be the age, every country's different. Some countries have a different legal age for drinking. But for all my legal age drinkers, has anyone tried Irish creamer? It basically goes in your coffee. There's a variety of flavors, but of course only for those who are of age. Gotta emphasize that part. Yes. What's crazy is that I noticed that on a lot of social media platforms, or even like YouTube or Twitch, they'll get people for small conversation pieces, but they won't get the people for showing all their nudity. I've seen that. I don't know if anybody's ever covered that, but I've noticed that some people who stream, they'll like show most of their body, which is fine. It's their content. But like, you know, fleshy content creators... And their live stream will just keep playing, but then someone who mentions a topic will get, like, disappear, but the person who's showing off everything will still be present. And then it makes you wonder if some platforms, they'll only show content creators even if they're potentially going against guidelines by revealing so much, because it builds traction, viewers, because that's what some people want to see. You know what I mean? Like, it sells better, if that makes sense. I don't know, it's so weird. I noticed that. I'm sure that's a controversial topic in itself, and many people have covered it. But in the past, a lot of streaming platforms will have to change their guidelines, because especially if it's for, like, tweenies, like 12 years of age and adults and things like that. Pretty crazy stuff. I mean, I get people have to make their money, and, you know, it's awesome when they feel confident to show it. But I still question a platform's regulation, especially when they do something like that. Versus like, topics. You know what I mean? My little brain, oh my goodness. My little fox brain. I mean, kudos to those streamers who make it work. Like, congratulations, that's awesome. But I don't know, I question the regulations of platforms. I don't question the streamers. That's their life. That's their body. They do whatever they want to do. But I just question the way streams operate. And their guidelines. You know what I mean? Like, please make it make sense. Igor says honey with bread. Is that awesome? Yes, it is. I love honey with bread. I'll have honey with bread, and then cinnamon, and then I'll add turmeric and butter. And then sometimes I'll even add goat cheese. All together. It's not for everybody. Turmeric is supposed to kill the parasites, because we all contract parasites from the food we eat. It's inevitable. It happens to everybody. Because molecular small... Because, I mean, parasites start out very tiny, and then they develop and grow inside of you. It could be from the meat. It could be from dairy products. And it just... I mean... Companies can only do so much with the regulations to prevent you from catching anything. And I would say they do a great job, but at some point you do contract parasites. So what I would do every now and then, you don't do it all the time, but you add some turmeric, or they call it golden milk. Yeah, they call it golden milk. I always recommended that. Basically, it's milk. It's like sweet milk with turmeric. I probably have to look up all the ingredients now. But it's supposed to help people pass parasites through the digestive tract. If not, the parasite will crawl up the other way out through your mouth. There's two exits to your body. There's the bum, or there's the mouth. And then it kind of also goes into the way we develop. During our developing stage, it's described that our mouth and our butt bum is connected through... Yes. So it's connected during our fetus stage, and then as we start to develop more features and our organs and our bones as a fetus, then our mouth and our bum disconnect. Yes. And then it kind of makes me think of the Japanese folklore about the spiritual soul being in the... yes. Let me see. What am I looking at first? Golden milk? Let me look up the golden milk first. And then I'll go into the Japanese folklore about there is a spirit with an eyeball in its buttocks. And it would go around stealing the... Or was it the kappa? I can't remember which yokai was it that would steal the soul from your bum. I don't know. I have a theory now. What is golden milk? Golden milk is a traditional Indian drink that people make with turmeric, which gives it a yellow or gold hue. People also call golden milk turmeric milk. Possible health benefits of golden milk include reducing inflammation and preventing cell damage. But turmeric also kills parasites. That is used in... People with parasites will take a pill, and it'll be one of the ingredients. Not all. I'm choking. I'm excited. Not all parasite pills will have that natural ingredient, but most do because it's strong. It says golden milk tastes a little similar to chai tea or chai tea latte, but it's meant to soothe rather than stimulate. It has warm, aromatic spices with earthy flavors and is a great way to wind down at the end of the night. It can be adapted to your taste and needs. It says... Who should not drink turmeric milk, golden milk? People who should not take turmeric milk. So please consult your doctor before you try anything with turmeric. It says people who should not take turmeric include those with gallbladder problems, bleeding disorders, diabetes, gastroesophageal reflux disease, GERD, GERD, infertility, iron deficiency, liver disease, hormone-sensitive conditions, and atherethema. Pregnant women and those who are going or undergoing surgery should not use turmeric. So yes, if you... So this is by medicinenet.com. It's an article. Who should not use turmeric? Interactions and side effects. So if you do not pertain to any of those descriptions, please always just be advised by your doctor. If you can, ingest turmeric. If you're having any of those biological... Yes. If you have any of those symptoms or health issues, then yes, please consult your doctor before trying golden milk, turmeric milk, just in case. Because it mentions anybody with like bleeding disorders or if you're pregnant. So I thought I'd share that warning too. Now about the folklore. Folklore Japan. And it's about the... Was it the Kappa? The story? Soul in butt. It's a soul ball in buttocks. Ah, the dung? Oh. Yeah, the Japanese soul-stealing demon. The soul taker. I think it was the Kappa. I can't remember. Was it Kappa Kappa steals soul, ball, and butt? A butthole? Was it that one? Oh no, it says Kappas in the stories would steal crops or kidnap or eat children. These creatures are fond of cucumbers and love to enjoy sumo wrestling by fandom villains.fandom.com. Dung Eater is actually Kappa, a creature from Japanese folklore that steals its victims' souls through their anus, leaving them as a shell of who they once were. The theory does make more sense than the guy who eats poop, and also explains why his victims look the way they do. So yeah, the Dung Eater is the Kappa folklore from your buttocks. And if anybody's seen Smiling Friends, there was an episode in season 2 where Mr. Boss gets married, and then a succubus demon by the name of Brittany from the story, she was stealing his soul from his butthole. So there's a theory I have that maybe, just like during the developing stage of the fetus. My god, it disappeared! Okay, we go fetus. Fetus stage. Butt connected to mouth. Aha! It says... Okay, I'm reading. But is it fetal stage but connected to mouth? Ah, okay, let me see. What is this? But is it? Okay. Let me share it with you. I'm reading it. I'm reading it before I say it. So, is it? I gotta find the answer. How does it form through the embryo stage? I think a lot of people wouldn't want to talk about it, but I mean, it's biology. But is it? It says the mouth and the anus are not connected during the development of the embryo as earlier thought. But that was from 2016. We do that. Goodness. Ah, It says the tube that extends from the mouth to the anus is known as the gastrointestinal GI tract, or the digestive tract. But during embryo, I gotta figure that out. I don't know if it is or isn't. People are saying it's not. But then some people are saying yes. So which one is true? I don't know which one is true. But anyway, that was my theory that maybe the soul is from your bum. I don't know. I mean, if it comes from a folklore, there has to be some hidden truth to something, right? That's how I see it. I feel like folklores have a hidden message. So there are people who debate it is and isn't. You let me know. Do you think it was or isn't during the developmental stage? I mean, I'm fine if it is. It's not a big deal to me because it's just how you develop. Oh. Okay, let's see. They call it a blastopore. What type of organisms have a mouth that appears at or near the blastopore? The type of organism that has a mouth that appears near the blastophore is the prototomies. It says, what develops first in the embryo? It says, in protostomies' first mouth. I'm saying it wrong, forgive me. The mouth develops at the blastopore. Why does it feel like I'm saying Pokemon names? I'm sure they're not. Blastopore! And it's just something else. In deuterostomies' mouth second, the mouth develops at the other end of the gut. And the anus develops at the site of the blastopore. I don't know, guys. It's up for debate. I feel like they're gonna be up for debate for years to come. They're like, is it touching? Are they close? Okay, here's my guess. I think they're close, near each other. I mean, maybe they don't want to admit that they come from the same or really, you know, nearby. To me, it's like, you develop. To me, it's not a big deal. But I'm sure to anybody who does study, put research into it, and it's their career, of course it would be very, they'd be very passionate. But until we actually, I mean, I don't know, man. I feel like everything was up for debate. Research changes all the time. It'll be one thing, you know, years before, and then the doctors or researchers, scientists will change their opinion decades later. Everything is always debatable. I'm gonna let them debate. And I'll be like, what, did it form together? Did it not form together? Was it close in the same space during the embryo stage? In some species, maybe. In some species, no. That's my guess. My questionable, confused response to people debating online. It seems like they're going hardcore. They're like, no, it didn't. And then the other side's like, yeah, it did, guys. It definitely formed near each other. And then the other side's like, no, so whatever, man. I'll be like, debate. I'll let them debate. I'll let the researchers debate amongst each other. I'll let them duke it out. I'll be like, okay, I'll let you guys figure it out. Bye. Says, Under 7 Mint. Hola. Hello, buddy. Kaman says, potentially, but I believe it's just so streamers don't get banned because of nudity in the game they're playing. Oh, but I thought it was like, I meant streamers who... Oh, I see what you mean. So the initial reasoning for partial is so that we can play... That way they can play games, but I see some people, they were using it as an artistic choice or educational choice. And it was just people being more than just a little partially nude. There were some people who were fully naked. Of course, I think those streaming platforms, I can think of Twitch, YouTube. I don't think Kick cares, but I'm sure they're having rules now. Jeremy, what's up, buddy? Cadence, no worries. We got lost on the debate of researchers online debating if the anus and the mouth are connected during the embryo stage for some species, but not all species, or very close together. We probably have to go back to the game. JetAge93 says, Sprinkles, that Discord needs a general chat section. They're all general chat. There's main general chat, and then there's like... we have 3 to 4, I believe. But yeah, they're all kind of general. Just hop in there and chat and have a good time. Be sure to read guidelines. Did I miss anything? Balmation, somebody! My goodness, my brain. Kaman says, yeah, YouTube regulations are weird. You can have nudity in stream as long as it's not the main point of the stream, and a lot of streamers exploit that. That's a great way to say it. Exploitation. I guess now we'll have to go back. It says, I prefer YouTube or either way. I feel like YouTube is more progressive when it comes to communicating. I feel like Twitch is limited. I don't know, it's the way the platform is set up. I feel like YouTube you can actually discuss and talk together. My god, I just burped. I ate a burrito today, and now I'm finally burping it. 5 hours later. I guess we'll go back to this guy's madness.
So great was the extent of the new land which had risen beneath me, that I could not detect the faintest noise of the surging ocean, straining my ears as I might. Nor were there any seafowl to prey upon the dead things.
How long have we been here? Like 5 minutes? I was talking about the Kappa, the dung eater, stealing souls from the bum. I don't even know how we got to that. I think it was from the turmeric and the golden milk. And then it was something about soju? Something like that? The way my brain networks.
For several hours I sat thinking or brooding in the boat, which lay upon its side and afforded a slight shade as the sun moved across the heavens.
Where's the sun at? I want to see the heavens.
As the day progressed, the ground lost some of its stickiness and seemed likely to dry sufficiently for traveling purposes in a short time. That night I slept but little, and the next day I made for myself a pack containing food and water, preparatory to an overland journey in search of the vanished sea and possible rescue.
So it feels like he became Moses and he's walking on water. Because the surface, it's sludgy, but what if he's just walking on water, guys? Because, I mean, I don't know, that makes the most sense to me. I mean, the octopuses are still alive, so this is very strange. I think he's just out of it. I don't think he developed powers or anything. He's just a little cuckoo. Do I click on the beast? Oh, I just click on the sack. He needs to eat.
On the third morning, I found the soil dry enough to walk upon with ease.
This is very strange. I agree with his understanding of, like, where's the ocean? Do you think he was washed up so far on shore? Or maybe the ocean retracted? Because that happens too. Sometimes the ocean will retract and you'll have this open space of where it usually is.
The odor of the fish was maddening, but I was too much concerned with graver things to mind so slight an evil, and set out boldly for an unknown goal.
So yeah, this is just a story about a man who discovers the unknown. And it's kind of like we're on another planet. What if he went through a dimensional portal? Those are my theories. I mean, it's just a fictional game. A fantasy world. About somebody writing down their adventures. But maybe he went through a portal. And now he's on another planet. That's my guess. Time to venture off into the distance and try not to die. Cutter 12 throws fire.
All day I forged steadily westward, guided by a faraway hummock which rose higher than any other elevation on the rolling desert.
What is he even eating there? Yeah, look at these monsters. Maybe we went to Atlantis? Because that looks like a high-tech device. Or like a parasitic claw. He should climb on top of a rock and see how far he can see. Now, what we interact with does change the outcome. But there's usually just like one or two. Right now, we only have one option just to go forward. It says LJ123 says I'm back. It says Jet893 says I got confused with the general chat. Most people make a separate section for the welcoming or new members to avoid clutter. I just put sections for anime, games, recommendations. But I do believe we do have a general chat. I'll have to double check at a different time though. Flying fire? Ooh, there's a whale! No! it stinks like fish. After a while, I think your nose becomes immune to smelling fish. I think there is... What is that called? When you smell a scent for too long. For too long, you lose the ability to smell it. I believe that's a thing, but there's a term. Is it possible to lose the sense of smell? Parasomnia? Parasomnia, a note... Oh, my goodness. Parasomnia is a distorted sense of smell. Things that used to smell pleasant now smell foul to people with parasomnia. People get parasomnia for many reasons, including infections, medications, and trauma. You can't always prevent it, but in most cases it's temporary. By clinic.org, parasomnia, distorted smell causing symptoms and treatments. What is hyperosmia? Hyperosmia? Is an overwhelmingly sensitive smell. There are many reasons behind this change in smell. Some include genetics, hormone changes, and migraines. If you have hyperosmia, your taste may also be affected. By webmd.com. Okay, that's interesting. I got something completely different. Nose blindness is when odors become less detectable following prolonged or constant exposure. That's what I was looking for. It's called nose blindness. So after a while, this guy's probably not going to be able to smell anything at all. Because he's been exposed to it for so long. Okay, what if I try it like this? Okay, this is going back to the original filter without filter. Nose blindness.
That night, I encamped, and on the following day still travelled toward the hummock, though that object seemed scarcely nearer than when I had first espied it.
And going back to filter now. It only looks good when the sun is out in-game. Alright, let's continue. Some sludgy arms. Career Electril says, Sprinkles whale meat! Yes, it is whale meat. We need the blubber for candlelight.
Evening, I attained the base of the mound, which turned out to be much higher than it had appeared from a distance.
I thought the story was about Cthulhu.
An intervening valley setting it out in sharper relief from the general surface.
What do you think that is?
Too weary to ascend, I slept in the shadow of the hill.
Jid93 notification system set on Discord to let people know. I don't stream on Discord, but I know people that do. But thank you for the recommendation. It's not bossy. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. To let people know when they're going live on whatever platform. I only go live on Twitch and YouTube. I use a free subscription with a multi-streaming platform. But it only allows me to use 2 accounts. If I was able to use multiple accounts, I would probably stream on Discord. But at the moment, I only stream on YouTube and Twitch simultaneously, so you guys can hop onto Twitch and I'd be live right now. But yeah, I thought about streaming on Discord, but I think it only goes for if they do use it for streaming. Some do primarily. But there's a lot of benefits. I'll look into it, but at the moment it'll just be Twitch and YouTube. But that's a very good idea, and thank you for the advice, the suggestion. LG123 says, I love your eyes and blue hair, thank you. I miss my pink eyes. I used to have them with the previous model, and the only way I can have it is with some blue hair.
I know not why my dreams were so wild that night. But ere the waning and fantastically gibbous moon had risen far above the eastern plain, I was awake in a cold perspiration, determined to sleep no more.
He has insomnia, and that is horrible. I get insomnia a lot these days. I do. I just lay there hours, just not being able to rest. And then by the time I fall asleep, it's already sunrise.
Such visions as I had experienced were too much for me to endure again. And in the glow of the moon, I saw how unwise I had been to travel by day.
So he's been walking non-stop? Why does it feel like his idea of going on the boat was a bad idea? I mean, he was escaping originally from being captured. There's a little bit of politics in this game. Very little, but, you know, yes. I'll let him narrate that part. And we'll just tune into his perspective.
Without the glare of the parching sun, my journey would have cost me less energy.
Whoa. So, are we going up the mountain or not?
Indeed, I now felt quite able to perform the ascent which had deterred me at sunset. Picking up my pack, I started for the crest of the eminence.
I would be hesitant given that he's alone and could possibly fall and die. Up the mountain we go.
I have said that the unbroken monotony of the rolling plain was a source of vague horror to me.
I mean, think about it. There's a movie called Holes. It's from the early 2000s. It's where they're climbing a mountain and they call it God's thumb and they eat onions. Onions were growing at the top of the mountain. Two young boys were at a boot camp digging holes. Turns out the main lady in charge of the boot camp's looking for old stolen money that a bandit took from a bank about almost 100 years ago or like 70 years ago. And so she was looking around because her grandpappy was like, I don't find that gold and whatnot. Holes movie. So the two young boys got in trouble at the boot camp because they figured out the truth that it's about money. And it has nothing to do with about instilling morals or values into young people. They were all young boy teenagers. There was no girls. Were there girls? I don't think so. I don't think there was any girls at the boot camp. Just all boys. That's why they could get away with it being a harsh boot camp. Yeah. Anyway, they go up the mountain and it's God's thumb. And it actually looks like a giant thumb. And then there's a big story about carrying his friend up the mountain. It's beautiful. Go see the movie! But yeah, they survive off onions.
But I think my horror was greater when I gained the summit of the mound and looked down the other side into an immeasurable pit or canyon.
He's going to die now.
Whose black recesses the moon had not yet soared high enough to illumine.
Oh, Jesus. We're gonna fall in the hole! So he climbed the mountain and we're about to peer down into the depths of the unsuspecting threat.
I felt myself on the edge of the world.
Probably on the edge of reality, given his state of mind. This poor guy, man. Someone give him some onions.
Peering over the rim into a fathomless chaos of eternal night.
Wow. Okay, now in the filter version, you guys see right through the distance. It's literally ocean.
Through my terror ran curious reminiscences of Paradise Lost and of Satan's hideous climb through the unfashioned realms of darkness.
Even he knows it holds some greater evil.
As the moon climbed higher in the sky, I began to see that the slopes of the valley were not quite so perpendicular as I had imagined.
LG123 says, would that be your favorite movie? It's one of my favorite movies. Holes. H-O-L-E. Because they had to dig holes. Muerto says, I thought any hard labor in prison is too tiresome. It's to tire out and punish the convicts. Yes, it is. It is supposed to be a form of punishment. Yes. So yeah, the young teenagers that did some petty theft or minor crime were sent there. It was their last hope and chance before going to juvie, because they were all under 18. I think a few of them were about to be 18, so that they were afraid to go to prison. And it was the only way they could pay it back to society. It was considered an alternative measure to disciplining them instead of them being sent there right away. Interesting movie. Very good.
Ledges and outcroppings of rock afforded fairly easy footholds for a descent.
No, don't jump in the hole. What is going on with you, dude? Eat some crackers. Eat some moldy crackers in your bag.
whilst after a drop of only a few hundred feet, the declivity became very gradual.
If you want to jump in the giant chasm of death, fine. We'll just be forced to join you. Alright, crew, we're gonna jump. Are you ready? 1. You're gonna jump with your captain. 1, 2, and poop.
Urged on by an impulse which I cannot definitely analyze, I scrambled with difficulty down the rocks and stood on the gentler slope beneath.
My goodness. What is this? Is this crops? Is someone growing stuff down here? What if we're entering into, like... What if the mountain isn't a mountain, but it's a giant corpse of a like, octopus beast? Would you call it a sea beast? Ah, Kuman says, Holes is my sister's favorite movie. It's a very good movie. I even grabbed an onion and I was like, I'm gonna wash it and eat it. They say eating onions is good for you. It's good for your circulation, which is why they cook it in food. I mean, if you were starving out in the middle of nowhere in a desert and all you had to eat were onions, sweet onions, you bet I'm gonna eat some onions. If that's all you have to eat versus cannibalism, I sure am eating an onion, like an apple. Oh my goodness! Thank you for the boba tip, buddy. Thank you. My goodness. It says... LG says, wee! Oh my goodness! Wee! And now we're in the giant chasm. Dalmatians, how you doing? Just sits beside Sprinkles, feeling scared and eating cold fries. You have fries? Oh my god! I would love some cold fries. You got some barbecue? Got some hot sauce? Cholula sauce? Mix some barbecue and Cholula together. Some people eat it with ranch. I guess it's fine with ranch. What about blue cheese? Oh, freaking blue cheese. I used to hate it as a child, but I kind of dig it as an adult. It's got that nice flavor.
Gazing into the Stygian deeps, where no light had yet penetrated.
Dude, oh, we still see the moon. Mommy moon, please save me. Oh, it kind of has a face. It has a little side profile. They say the moon and many cultures and... Yeah, many cultures and folk tales. My brain stopped for a minute there. They say the moon, it represents a feminine type of quality, and the sun represents a masculine quality. And that the moon and the sun are always chasing each other in the sky because they're secretly... What was that? That was a horrible sound. And I burped. That they were secretly lovers. And they were always trying to kiss each other. Kissy, kissy.
All at once, my attention was captured by a vast and singular object on the opposite slope, which rose steeply about 100 yards ahead of me.
Is that a boulder or is it a giant stained glass?
An object that gleamed whitely in the newly bestowed rays of the ascending moon.
Where did that even come from? It wasn't there a second ago. This guy is hallucinating. Do we really have to approach it? What if it falls on us and we die? It's like, flat. It's like being smacked by a giant shoe in the perspective of a tiny cockroach. We go onward to death.
That it was merely a gigantic piece of stone, I soon assured myself.
LG123 Sprinkles, we share the same brain cell. Mommy, what? Yeah, mommy moon, because the moon represents a very feminine quality, especially to the Aztec lore. Mommy moon. There's also a show, a kid show from Disney. It was called Big Bear in the Blue House. And he would talk to the moon named Luna. Luna the moon. And she would tell him advice. It was like his mommy. Yeah, so cute. Alright, now this our mother moon is going to watch us get killed by this giant boulder.
But I was conscious of a distinct impression that its contour and position were not altogether the work of nature.
𝙎𝙤𝙧𝙤𝙤, it's been forever, my dude. Or dudette. Your username 𝙎𝙤𝙧𝙤𝙧 always makes me so hungry. I crave the cheese. Let me know your favorite cheese. Hello, Italian fucks. Oh my goodness, 𝙎𝙤𝙧𝙤𝙧. You're always trying to figure out where, or maybe if I am. But that makes me hungry. Italian cheese. Oh my god, I would love some. Muerto says, what kind of crumble? Regular or liquid blue cheese? But also, blue cheese is gross. 𝙆𝑗𝑽, okay. Oh my goodness. Blue cheese? Stop threatening me, universe! I heard you! The sound of clapping thunder. Thunder clapping its cheeks of thunder.
A closer scrutiny filled me with sensations I cannot express.
Can I back out now? Oh, now we have to touch it. We have to touch it. We don't even know what it is, but it looks slimy.
For despite its enormous magnitude...
Oh my gosh!
...in an abyss which had yawned at the bottom of the sea since the world was young.
Maybe it's a giant boulder that they were gonna use to create a sculpture from, but they never got around to doing it. Like from SpongeBob, when Squidward was sculpturing from a giant boulder. Yes, maybe. I don't know. Or maybe they left it like that because they thought it was beautiful. Maybe it's a piece of art.
I perceived beyond a doubt that the strange object was a well-shaped monolith.
Yeah, it's probably a piece of artwork. It's just shaped like a... not like a circle. It's shaped just like a rectangle.
Whose massive bulk had known the workmanship and perhaps the worship of living and thinking creatures.
Why is it mommy moon? It's not a dirty moon. It's a beautiful moon. Wait, what? See, what? Kilometers or SSA? I don't know. I mean, I don't even think we're at the ocean anymore. I think we're on another planet. That's my theory. We're on another planet because we went through some weird space dimensional hole.
Dazed and frightened, yet not without a certain thrill of the scientist's or archaeologist's delight, I examined my surroundings more closely.
I don't know if you guys remember, but at the very start of the game, we were at a desk and we were writing our thoughts and our story down. So this is all us retracing what we experienced. Now we approach closer.
The moon, now near the zenith, shone weirdly and vividly above the towering steeps.
Ah. Yeah, so it is a sculpture. It's a piece of art. But it is close to a body of water. See, guys, I think we went through a dimensional hole.
And revealed the fact that a far-flung body of water flowed at the bottom, winding out of sight in both directions, and almost lapping my feet as I stood on the slope.
See, this is in the Pirates of the Caribbean, by the way. You go check out the movie series. There is one, I can't remember which one it was, because they have more than 2 movies, more than 2 films inspired by the Caribbean. Pirates of the Caribbean. I'm sure they have a, let me see. I'm gonna use Siri. Pirates of the Caribbean movie. So they have Pirates of the Caribbean, but it's like a lengthier name. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They have 6 movies. That's crazy, guys. I can't remember which one. It might have been the 3rd one or the 4th one. So Jack Sparrow goes through a little puddle of water, or one of the characters do, and it takes them back to the world of the living. So one side was the world of the dead. So everything that the ocean swallows up and kind of kills, murders, goes to like the land or the sea of the dead. And then going through the puddle took them back to the living world, but at a price.
Across the chasm, the wavelets washed the base of the Cyclopean monolith.
I was just looking at the floor. I was like, is that poop or is it a dust bunny? It's a dust bunny. Because your fur babies, the hair accumulates and it turns into like little puffs of fur, and you call them dust bunnies.
On whose surface I could now trace both inscriptions and crude sculptures.
Yes, Dark Buddy! Yes! There is a movie, I can't remember which one it was. There's like 6 movies, and one of them they do turn into skeletons because they die. Because they get cursed! LG123 says, who wins, green or blue version? Or versus normal? Oh, do you mean my, my color scheme? Who do you think would win? Green? Blue? Or... there's pink. This would be my regular. We're going with blue today because I'm a pirate. So I'm gonna have a beautiful, colorful scheme to match my ocean scenic view.
The writing was in a system of hieroglyphics unknown to me and unlike anything I'd ever seen in books.
Okay, so I bet it's warning you about transcending between universes. So this must be like a realm of the dead. Maybe we're dead and we kind of resurrect ourselves in a sense by going through it. But I'm sure there is a drawback. There always is in the story about being resurrected or coming back to life, because maybe we did crash our boat and pass on to the afterworld, the underworld. But because we passed on in the ocean, we see a different scenic view of the underworld, but for the ocean part. Because if you think about it, the land of the dead, there's not much of anything that's alive, right? So then why would there be an ocean if there is no sea life? Get it? So there is no sea life in the land of the dead, so there would be no ocean waves. It's kind of weird. It's a weird theory, but it is a... that's where my mind is going. Maybe we are dead, and this is just going back to our realm. It says... oh my goodness. Muerto says, what happened to my comment? The bear in the big blue house ending credit song. There's an ending credit song? You can always post it on Discord.
Consisting for the most part of conventionalized aquatic symbols such as fishes, eels, octopi, crustaceans, mollusks, whales, and the like.
Had to clear my throat. Goodness, I'm choking on dust bunnies. One of my dogs had farted. Right before live stream, one of them took a big, ranky, stinky toot. And they had to go straight outside because I could swear it was about to become diarrhea.
Several characters obviously represented marine things which are unknown to the modern world.
Yeah, there's the ocean. See, it's like a reflection of the sea in the sky.
But whose decomposing forms I had observed on the ocean-risen plain.
Yes, I think we are deceased.
It was the pictorial carving, however, that did most to hold me spellbound.
So, let's question this. Storytelling methods. Dagon contains many themes and storytelling methods. That Lovecraft developed in his later works, such as telling the story through carvings at the Mountains of Madness, the Nameless City, journals and characters' notes, the Shadow Out of Time, the Haunter of the Dark, islands emerging from the ocean, the Call of Cthulhu, or fictional beings and deities based on real events and mythologies, Migoin, the Whisperer in Darkness. It also is considered the origin of the popular Cthulhu mythos. Some of the Lovecraftians' other stories also conclude in a manner similar to Dagon. But let's skip the details in order not to spoil the ending. We all know how this ends. Potential death! Wait, what? Okay. Yeah! There's like mermaid people at the bottom.
Plainly visible across the intervening water on account of their enormous size were an array of bas-reliefs whose subjects would have excited the envy of a doré.
Are those mer people?
I think that these things were supposed to depict men, at least a certain sort of men.
Yeah, they got little octi arms. So wait, the octi arms we saw sticking out of the sand, what if that was the bottom end of these mermaid folk? Maybe those weren't sea creatures, but these depictions right here at the bottom. I think, maybe. Because, we saw some of those cryptids out on the sand, and the smudgy sand, because it still had some water to it. Are we gonna turn into a mermaid?
Though the creatures were shown disporting like fishes in the waters of some marine grotto, or paying homage at some monolithic shrine which appeared to be under the waves as well.
Oh, see? Oh my goodness, my voice is cracking. See, we're on this end, so maybe we're not completely human anymore. Has he dared to check down at his legs? Maybe his legs turned into octi arms. You know, in some stories, like really old ancient stories, they would describe angels to be otherworldly. So maybe these are like angelic fish, but the mermaid seawater version.
Of their faces and forms I dare not speak in detail, for the mere remembrance makes me grow faint.
Ooh, is that a dinosaur? I was just talking to AI Father. I bought some bakery goods. I'll be sharing it with you tomorrow, by the way. So for everybody who is present, tomorrow we'll be hosting the live stream because I have a quinceañera to go to on Saturday. Yes. And I'll have to travel too far. Thank you. Oh, this is cute. I'm gonna be eating it now. You probably heard AI Father. No, the mystery. If you heard a in the background, that was AI Father. I'm gonna take a picture of this before I eat it. It's really cute. It's supposed to be a sea turtle. Alright, it's official. I'm gonna start eating, okay? It looks too cute. I was not gonna eat it, but now I am. I'm gonna start with the butt first.
Grotesque beyond the imagination of a Poe or a Bulwer.
Those look like jellyfish. Well, actually, the top one looks like a cranium, looks like the brain. And the other three below it looks like just kind of facial structures, like aliens.
They were damnably human in general outline, despite webbed hands and feet, shockingly wide and flabby lips.
Flabby lips. I don't think people would argue that's bad. I think people would say, you know, having flabby lips is a nice feature. I don't know. What would you define as a good feature for being a good kisser?
Glassy, bulging eyes, and other features less pleasant to recall.
It's the only huesos muertos.
Curiously enough, they seem to have been chiseled badly out of proportion with their scenic background.
I wish you guys were here to enjoy this pastry with me. I'll post it later. I'll post some really bad pictures of it.
For one of the creatures was shown in the act of killing a whale, represented as but little larger than himself. I remarked, as I say, their grotesqueness and strange size.
I'm not too bothered by it. They look fine. We did see the whale. We didn't see those dudes though. Or ladies. How do you know if they're female or male? I don't think... Maybe they're both.
But in a moment decided that they were merely the imaginary gods of some primitive fishing or seafaring tribe. Some tribe whose last descendant had perished eras before the first ancestor of the Piltdown or Neanderthal man was born.
Neanderthal man was born. You know, there was a time where the world was covered in mostly water. It's possible that there is some history that we haven't yet to review or publicly teach or have taught in school about the period of time that we were in the water. You know what I mean? If you look at a lot of species, They have marked down some of them going from the ocean or the water being more... being more of a water-based creature going to land. And they'll show the transformation of the history they found through fossils. But you don't see that about us, which is questionable. Like, wasn't there a period of time that we were underwater, or partially, given that the world was submerged at some point? In mostly ocean? So it makes you question, right? Yeah. I mean, if you look at your hands or your feet, there's some webbing there. But they don't really go into that. Go into our transformation from being in an environment of mostly water. But they should, that'd be really cool. Sorry if I sound...
Awestruck at this unexpected glimpse into a past beyond the conception of the most daring anthropologist, I stood musing whilst the moon cast queer reflections on the silent channel before me.
I think he's gonna jump in. What about you? Would you jump into a puddle this big? I mean, he's not hungry or thirsty. He's not talking about how tired he is. So maybe after a while, he no longer needed to eat, sleep, or drink water. So you start asking yourself, maybe he's transforming? I'll put down my food. I feel bad because I can't share it with you. I ate most of the butt.
Then, suddenly, I saw it.
Where? Where did you see such a thing?
With only a slight churning to mark its rise to the surface.
Oh, there it is.
Things slid into view above the dark waters.
We're about to be approached by a mermaid. Oh god!
Loathsome, it darted like a stupendous monster of nightmares to the monolith.
My gosh, the breathing!
About which it flung its gigantic scaly arms, the while it bowed its hideous head and gave vent to certain measured sounds.
Ooh, he's like a giant purring catfish. Get it? Because cats purr? There's bigger species that do purr too. Lions... Do lions purr? I think bigger sized cats do purr. I think bobcats purr. I know that they roar.
I think I went mad then.
That was like a homunculi. Isn't that what they call them?
Of my frantic ascent of the sloping cliff and of my delirious journey back to the stranded boat, I remember little.
We survived! Kind of. Time to climb.
I believe I sang a great deal and laughed oddly when I was unable to sing.
He was singing? I want to hear it. Okay, so now we have to escape. Like, subscribe, and turn on notifications.
I have indistinct recollections of a great storm sometime after I reached the boat. At any rate, I know that I heard pearls of thunder and other tones which nature utters only in her wildest moods.
So, is it possible that we summoned a man-beast of some sort between a fish creature and a human creature? I mean, think about how mermaids are made. There had to be some sort of, like, a time between a human and a fish mating, possibly. I mean, there's no way that they just were, you know what I'm saying? Or unless it was like a biological change of evolution. I'm just trying to make this story make sense. I really don't know. I'm trying to bring some,
When I came out of the shadows, I was in a San Francisco hospital.
Gotta move that to side so I don't drop it. Oh, okay.
Brought thither by the captain of the American ship which had picked up my boat in mid-ocean.
Well, we survived! I mean, it didn't feel like we were threatened. It felt like we were warned not to get too close to the inscription. The inscription probably marked what Maybe like the biological history between the sea creatures or some sort of balance. Would those be considered hieroglyphs, or would hieroglyphs only refer to a certain period of time in history?
In my delirium, I had said much, but found that my words had been given scant attention.
It's a very nice hospital.
Of any land upheaval in the Pacific, my rescuers knew nothing.
I don't know, hospitals now these days just lack color. Like, I feel like these colors really brighten up the room. I kind of like, oh, sorry, it's too bright. Jesus. Got to fix the filter. And, oh, I almost pressed exit. I almost pressed something else. That's better. So this is what it looks like without the filter. I only use the filter so we could see the monsters and the... to lighten up the shadows, because I feel like it was harder when we were in the ocean aspect, or ocean chapter. Maybe not chapter, but section?
Nor did I deem it necessary to insist upon a thing which I knew they could not believe.
Because you would be crazy to people. Can I start? Ah, yes, I want to investigate. The journalist! Lovecraft is a prominent figure in the world of amateur journalism. In 1915, he started publishing his own journal called The Conservative, which included political and social commentary, poetry, short stories, and literary criticism written by him and other authors. Howard was a skilled wordsmith, but he also took criticisms to heart, which resulted in his decision to step away from the writing poetry. I mean, I read a little bit of poetry, but just a little bit, which resulted, and concentrate on weird fiction again for the first time since his teenage years, 𝑑𝐸, published in 1919. It's one of the short stories written during that period. By his example excerpt from The Conservative, the master of horror fiction explains his attitude towards warfare, and the idea of world peace. So maybe his experience was good. It says, why any sane being can believe in the possibility of universal peace is more than the conservative can fathom. Because, I mean, he wasn't mauled to death by the creature. The creature growled and kind of gave off some sort of weird vibrational sound or frequency. And just let him live. So maybe that's where he thought there could be world peace. Like, if you could have world peace with another species or an interaction where you don't get killed, mauled, or mangled, then maybe people can learn from an otherworldly species to coexist. Should the entire civilized world agree simultaneously to disarm, one or more nations would undoubtedly retrain secret armaments and at the proper time take advantage of their more altruistic and less attuned contemporaries in a wild career of conquest against unarmed victims. No country is, or ever can be, above warfare, until the basic impulses of the human animal shall have miraculously changed. So he's saying there's no hope for humanity, that we're bound to fight each other, but he had a good experience. Strange, alluring, and maddening experience. But he took from it that, hey, you can maybe, if we're not aware that we're coexisting... Where's my chapstick? My chapstick! Is that what I dropped? Oh, okay, I found it. Okay, I found it. So, he clearly went to a different dimensional plane. Maybe still in the same world or universe. Oh, that was a particle. A dust particle. But somewhere in between. I'll let you guys theorize what you think.
Once I sought out a celebrated ethnologist and amused him with peculiar questions regarding the ancient Philistine legend of Dagon, the fish god.
The fish god? That's why it's called Dagon. I call it Dagon. So can I wish I could get up, man. I want to get up and start clicking on stuff.
But soon perceiving that he was hopelessly conventional, I did not press my inquiries.
Oh, you should. Don't be ashamed. Don't feel bad. Can I go back? Let me... Oh, you can move around the room. Just at certain spots. I forgot this is the way to... You can only interact with it... Oh, you have to zoom in to interact. That's crazy. Okay. The scientist. Ooh. These days, the word scientist is a widely accepted term. But at the time 𝙎𝙤𝙧𝙚 was published. When it was published, it was subjected to a wide debate. After the author used it in the story, critics pointed out that the man of science was a more appropriate term to employ. He admitted in defense of 𝙎𝙤𝙧𝙚 that if 𝙎𝙤𝙧 were to be reprinted, he would indeed use the phrase they suggested. Mad. Science. Scientist was coined as an analogy to artist. Analog to artist. To be used when referring to those studying different branches of science. Yet in the 19th and early 20th century, scientific researchers in Great Britain and the United States were of the opinion that man of science, resembling the term man of letters, was the only proper choice. Among other things, it was a gender specific, indicating that the science was an endeavor to be pursued by only one sex. The term scientist became more accepted only after World War II, and man of science started fading into obscurity as an old-fashioned synonym. Let's look for more clues. Nah, I want to go back to the table. A man of science. Can I go back? It kind of stops your neck from turning like all around. You get stuck to look at only...
It is at night, especially when the moon is gibbous and waning, that I see the thing.
What do you see?
I tried morphine.
No! He's trying drugs.
But the drug has given only transient surcease, and has drawn me into its clutches as a hopeless slave. So now, I am to end it all, having written a full account for the information, or the contemptuous amusement of my fellow men.
Don't end it! Are you crazy? Your experiences will never be... Like, no one will ever have that. It'll just be you forever. Do I have to? Is this the last choice? Whoa, what is this? Lovecraft on tobacco and ale. Lovecraft hated tobacco even though he used to smoke when he was 12! In order to look and feel like an adult, in his correspondence with friend Reinhard Kleiner, he claims that he quit as soon as he started wearing long pants. Aww. He also had a very strong opinion about ale, as evidenced by his letter to Zelia Brown, dated 13th February 1928. As for the matter of drinking, I have never tasted intoxicating liqueur and never intended to, having a strong aesthetic disgust at anything which blends or coarsens the delicate natural equipoise of the evolved human intellect and imagination. So he didn't like how it put him in a stupor. Drinking excited my personal repugnance, hence I don't drink. Let the herd do what they will. I am rather in favor of prohibition. The prohibition of anyone, antisocial force as well as any other. Source, The Spirit of Revision. Lovecraftian's Letters to Zelia Brown. Reed Bishop, H.P. Lovecraft. Sean Brani and Andrew Lemon St. Joshi. Is there anything else to click on? Oh well, it's just a bottle. Well, we all know what he's about to do.
Often, I ask myself if it could not all have been a pure phantasm. A mere freak of fever, as I lay sun-stricken and raving in the open boat, after my escape from the German man of war.
See? It's better if he says it. I feel like this game holds a lot of, unsuspected themes. I wasn't expecting him to say things like that.
This I ask myself, but ever does there come before me a hideously vivid vision in reply. I cannot think of the deep sea without shuddering at the nameless things that may at this very moment be crawling and floundering on its slimy bed. worshipping their ancient stone idols and carving their own detestable likenesses on submarine obelisks of water-soaked granite. I dream of a day when they may rise above the billows to drag down into their reeking talons the remnants of puny, war-exhausted mankind. Of a day when the land shall sink and the dark ocean shall ascend amidst universal pandemonium.
The Statue of Liberty. In a sunken world that was a city. Well,
End is near.
Are you sure? Squiggly, squashily, squiggly. Oh, he blocked the door. Cause he's on.
I hear a noise at the door, as of some immense slippery body lumbering against it.
Well, we will be together in the end. You will go down with your Capitan. He has no bed cover, but at least he has a bed.
It shall not find me.
What are you afraid of? Like, death, right? Knock, knock.
God, that hand!
The sea beast.
The window! The window!
Oh, sorry. What? I'm supposed to do something. I'm supposed to do something. Survive! Dude, that was in your imagination. I don't think there was any monsters. I think it was just in his head after taking morphine because at the time it was legal and I can't figure out my... Oh my goodness. Oh, wrong one! That's a most definitely wrong one. How do I fix this? There you go. Thank you for playing. We hope you enjoyed the immersing yourself in our little pool of cosmic horror. We would appreciate if you took a moment to rate Dagon and check out our other games and DLCs. Dagon, Dr. Emerson's Nocturnes, Cthulhu's Bedtime Stories. Give yourselves a round of applause for staying through to the very end. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the game. It's pretty cute. It's a very simple, short game. Lovecraftian horror. Down in the description below from Steam Engine. The live stream is still working, right? Okay, it's still working. Alright, so what now? I think that's it. We have...
And scary stories have been accompanying men for centuries. They have many faces and forms. But what is their purpose? Why do we enjoy being afraid so much? During our therapy, I'll try to...
Are you hungry for more? Follow and wishlist our upcoming collection of horror stories. Unlock? The railway horror? What is this? This is what we unlocked. I missed a whole bunch of stuff. Storytelling methods. The scientist. Wait, I can play other games? Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Oh well. Thank you, Steam, for showing all of my friends. Oh well. So we played the game, we finished it. Jesus! Forgive me! All my friends! Oh well. We all got friends. On the other side of my screen, I got friends on the other side. Goodness, okay, so we're done with this game. Let's say goodbye. Let's all say goodbye to the game. Goodbye, game! They have other ones too. My goodness, I'm so embarrassed! I'm sure people do it all the time, but I'm so embarrassed. My goodness, Steam. But they have these, craving for more. We have to check it out on Steam. Okay, so we're gonna say goodbye. What should we do now? Evie says, Sprinkles, hello! Man, I think I caught a fever. It's either I was really excited to play the game, or I'm just bashful now. Drax says, yeah, we finished it. Now, what to do next? I don't know. I do have another short horror game we could play. And we go ahead and press exit Steam. Why? That's why Discord has a live streamer. It has a live streamer mode. Streamer mode? My goodness. Okay, so I have... What other game do I have? We had Daigon. Let's see. I'm gonna have to go to my Steam. We could react. There's a lot of VTuber drama recently. We could react to one. I myself am not good. My goodness. I myself am not good at... There I am. I'm not very good at establishing VTuber drama, but we can always react to it and we can kind of form an opinion based on someone else's perspective or established reasoning behind it. I thought it'd be interesting. I do. I like reacting. But only if it will help provide some deeper understanding behind content creation or what to do, what not to do, and the sphere. Because it's a learning process. I think people forget that. People forget that being a content creator is all about learning. Oh my goodness, you guys just appeared. I could just go to chatting. We're going to go to chatting. Exactly what we're going to do. So, there's some VTuber drama. I could just go do a debriefing where some people were making content but formed around another content creator, almost going beyond the point of mimicking. And I think it's great to be inspired by other content creators. Like, subscribe, and turn on notifications, guys. But we could review the video. There's really good conversations about what to do, what not to do, and how to start off as a newly beginner to content creation. So it was regarding a VTuber, and it spiraled out of control and had relations to a very well-known established content creator VTuber by the name of 𝙬𝙦, but she has already proposed that she has no intention of being involved, so good for her. But we can, if you guys want to, we can vote on that one. Aw, Noodle. You joined me, Noodle. She's so cute. But yeah, so what happened is that a smaller live streamer who was going to debut, we don't have to say their name, I think they're pretty well known at this point, that they were using 𝙬𝙦 as a big inspiration, but it got out of hand, and yeah, but we could review, we could watch and react to a video. I think it's educational in the perspective of how it comes to model designing, character design, and still be inspired by other content creators, but also forming your own, like, your own platform based on your interest. When you start out, you're very you're just a little guy, right? I'm a little guy. You start out trying to figure out what do you want to do, because there's so many content work you can get into, invest in. Your time, effort, finances. It could be gaming. It could be arts and crafts. It could be illustrating. There is a variety of stuff you can do, and I think we can review that video. I can find one I liked, because some people really had a lot to say. Or maybe I could just kind of give you my gibberish, fumbled, a deflated brain review or take on it. I think the inspiration, being inspired by someone already established, is that's great, that's healthy, that's normal. But it was taken out. It definitely, yeah, it was taken in a way and applied in a way. There's a way to apply inspiration, and that's appropriate, and then an inappropriate that could cause copyright issues. But thankfully, nobody has chose to sue or anything, which is good. That's the good end of the story. No one sued. Everyone's being very mature. And that's beautiful. You want to see content creators handling situations, even the tough, random, weird ones. You really want to see people doing their best to stay professional. That's beautiful. That's a really great way of showing other people, hey guys, if it happens to you, this is how you handle it. You can refrain from participating. Just because it happens doesn't mean you have to participate. And that's what I liked about Shy Lily's response. I don't want to participate. It's not something I stand for. Bullying, harassing other people. It's not my community. It's not what I do. It's not my life. I'm going to invest my time in other things. And that's a short version of what she tweeted. So she had given her public response because everyone was messaging her, notifying her, her manager, because they wanted to make sure that she was aware of somebody else being a copycat. I think copycatting is... it's just something that happens. And I think to an extent, in any situation, I think I would avoid doing it altogether. Form yourself. Do what you like. And you'll find people who like it too. And that's the hardest part about starting out. Do you want to do pre-recorded, edited videos? Do you want to be a live streamer? And I'm burping, excuse me. And it's just let your channel content be formed about what you like. We get lost in binging content. And there's two differences. You either binge the content or you create the content. And you can do both. You can binge content and enjoy other people's creative works. And you can also create works too. And so, I mean... yeah. That's my take on it. Just never feel that you can't be you. Always be yourself. Because you'll be happy. You don't want to try to personify somebody else's personality. Because then you get lost in it. It's creative fun. That's more theatrical acting. If you do, like, theatrical works, or voice acting, or you do interpretational voice acting, I mean, that's one way of mimicking, right? I think that's a creative way of a take on it. Or, like, silly skits of characters. But also take in mind, you know, like, what comes from that if you do a silly skit take away on another content creator. You know, that sort of thing. If you want to do that. I mean, there's comedy, and then there's just being a nuisance. And I think it's really hard dwelling in that theatrical aspect of mimicking or, you know, role-playing people. People do it all the time. They'll do it for, like, Adventure Time. I've seen people do a role-playing of Adventure Time. And it was their summary of the series, or Season 1, or a few episodes. It's really funny, it's really cool. But when it comes to... you know, role-playing either an actual person, actor, actress, content creator. I feel like those are two different worlds. People in the industry that you see for, like, music, those artists, or you'll see actors, actresses. I feel like they're in a different world compared to being a content creator. They both make content, but they're also heavily associated with the differences of how people interact with them too. And I think what to learn from the situation, from the person who was just starting out, their model really resembled Shy Lily's, and they had to go with the character design. We could dive into it if you want. I'm just gonna give my takeaway on it and reacting to it, and what kind of feedback I could give. I think feedback can be positive or negative, depending on how a person interprets it. Katsu says, it's horrible but fun. I'm playing Elden Ring. Oh, really? Elden Ring. Is that a PC? Is it Xbox? Elden Ring. It sounds familiar, but I have never played it. LG123 says, oh. Evie says, I avoid the drama a lot. I look into it because I try tuning into what I can learn from it. It's better to learn from other people's mistakes to avoid making those choices yourself. And that's the only reason why I listen to topics of drama. I try taking the pieces of information that I think could be most useful or applied to my own content. Something to keep in mind. I do feel really embarrassed for the people involved in that situation regarding the quotation of copycatting and the scene of content creation. You know, mimicking and taking the same format of somebody else's work and also kind of regurgitating it as your own. But being inspired by them is perfectly healthy and normal. It's just how you choose to act with it. And I think learning from it is so important. A lot of people have already established, you know, the morals and the values of what to do, what not to do. I guess I want to do a... I guess, yeah, you know, let's do a reaction to it. So let me go ahead and pull it up real quick. I'm gonna pull it up on... Opera GX. I love you, Opera. I always will and forever. So I'm gonna open up YouTube. Make sure I pull up the right tab. Do it before I show you. We're gonna react to a video of an artist explaining the details. She did 2 takes on it. I really enjoyed her first take on it. The second take on it, she was diving into what you should do, what you should not do. And we're gonna react to it so that way if any of you out there are inspired by a content creator and are in the works of making your own content, just know that, you know, there are questions to ask yourself, like what you like and what you want to invest into. Blaze, hello, you're my favorite YouTuber. Thank you for the kind words. Muerto says, first playthrough or replay the updates? Oh, which one, Elden Ring? Gatsu says, I'm on the first playthrough. Ooh. I gotta see what Elden Ring is. I gotta look it up on my phone. But let me go ahead and pull up that video. We're gonna do a spin-off of my take on it. Because I want you guys to embrace the knowledge that comes from it. How people react to the situation. And what you can do if you end up in something similar. Or how to avoid being in that type of event. How to avoid doing these things. Or how to grow from it. So I'm gonna look up Shy Lily copycat. That's what people have been putting, copycat. And I'm not here to give any more of an opinion on what people have already established about what not to do when it comes to character design. I'm gonna go ahead and show you. That is cute. That's my favorite bird from Pixar. Subbuddies. Yeah, we have the carrot general chat area if you guys are interested. We have recommendations on expanding, game recommendations, anime recommendations, song recommendations, but we also have a general chat. Okay, so let's see. Found her! Why are you so hard to find? My goodness, like YouTube would not let me find you. I really enjoyed her take. I enjoyed the first take. So we're gonna watch her first take, okay? Because I really loved it. I loved it because it was different. And it was from an artist's perspective. So I think we should do this one and then we should do part 2. Really good. So she herself is an artist and she was pointing out all the features as to how it can be similar and how it can be different and how the design can be improved. And this is from her, an artiste. Okay, hold on. Okay. So her name is 𝑘𝒊𝒍𝒍 or 𝑘𝒊𝒍𝒍. Or maybe if I say 𝑘𝒊𝒍𝒍. 𝒊𝒍𝒍. Forgive me for butchering your username. I keep saying Liente. She has, do you think this VTuber copied Shy Lily? Or do you think it's a heavy referencing to Shy Lily's model? Again, if you know who the purple VTuber is, please don't send them hate. That's not very poggers. Okay, guys. Boop. Double checking everything's in order. Being behind the scenes. Do you think she copied Shy Lily's design? Okay, let's jump into it.
VTuber Java, I blocked out the person's name because they basically like made a lot of tweets stating that they were upset about this scenario. I'm gonna put a whole bunch of disclaimers because I have my thoughts about this and there's very specific ways I want to word this and I want to make my intention clear, okay? There's 2 ways to approach looking at this drama, this scenario. You can approach it from the VTuber perspective, or you can approach it from the artist perspective. Unfortunately, with VTubers, there's no way to remove the 2. You can't separate the art and the VTuber. It goes together. And with this scenario, depending on which lens you look at it, it is different because when you look at it from a VTuber perspective, there's one take to it. And if you look at it from the artist perspective, there is another take. I am not a VTuber, I am an artist. So the things that I say will be clouded with the bias of somebody who is an artist. Another caveat, please don't send hate to the VTuber if you know who they are. I purposely didn't show their name because I don't want to make people send hate towards them.
So, I'm gonna say cat because I keep mispronouncing the username. I hope you can forgive me. I mispronounce a lot of usernames and a lot of words. I wish I could give the disclaimer. I'm bound to mispronounce. So what Kat is saying from the artist perspective, they are indeed together. We got a question before in a few live streams previously. I think it was last week. We got a question from one of our buddies about potential copycats and impersonations. So this is a great example of what not to do in the content creator scene, whether you're a VTuber or just a regular in-person, fleshy, you know, yeah, live streamer. If you show your face and, you know, comfortable with that, that's awesome, you know what I mean? So, both are, yeah, equal to, yeah, basically, oh my little brain. Okay, so, yes. So when it comes to VTuber models, the character design is highly focused on as kind of like the almost to the equivalent of the purpose of a logo. It's the whole personification of what you create, the content, and how people recognize you. So people tearing the two apart is inevitable to none because you can't have a VTuber without the art design. So she's going to explain why they're similar and why they're different, but from her perspective, the take is great. If you guys are in the form of becoming a VTuber or designing your character, there are ping VTubers. Don't forget those little guys. They're ping tubers. And then there's VTubers, 2D models. Then there's 3D models, virtual avatars. That's what VTuber is. Virtual YouTuber. For anybody who is interested. So I would say that from this video, we're gonna learn how to make different distinctions, how you can create off of this basis. To me, I think it needed more planning, more thoughts on it, and I think that's completely normal. How everyone feels online reacting to it, what you're feeling is, it's just an honest reaction, I think. A lot of people were very upset, but most definitely no hate or anything like that. Nobody, I mean, what we want to do is take the positive aspect of what to learn. So I'm going to go ahead and let her finish. Yes, no sending hate. Let's highlight that.
Etc. Sending hate to people is never cool. This is a scenario, though, that I have seen happen time and time again in the VTuber space. And it's the issue of copying other VTubers. So this is a tweet that was put out by said VTuber on the left, stating, last post about this, if you still don't like me, that's fine, I understand and respect that, just please leave me alone, I am tired of the harassment. They have basically been compared to 𝙍𝙤𝙤𝙤. And if you don't know who 𝙍𝙤𝙤𝙤 is, she is the VTuber on the right. Very, very popular VTuber with like 500,000 followers on Twitter alone. So absolutely huge VTuber. The VTuber on the left is one that is set to debut in July, and they've been receiving a lot of hates for copying 𝙍𝙤𝙤. They put out this graphic circling a lot of elements of how they are different to 𝙍𝙤𝙤. How they have, well, first off, the most notable is the color palette. Obviously, 𝙍𝙤𝙤 is blue and white, and the left design is split-dyed purple and blonde, with majority of purple being the color palette. They have star jellies on the ears, a little flip up here. The tail has a little different design on it. It's a different crisscross design. They have tattoos on the hands. They have fins on the legs. As somebody who is an artist who sometimes dabbles in like character design, whatever, I would say that both models initially on first glance look relatively different with the elements, but you can't deny that the silhouette of the model is very similar. And what I mean by silhouette is something that is, if you were to completely black out the model, the shapes of the outline of the model is so similar. With the, you know, the curve of the tail, which obviously like they're referencing a whale or a dolphin, and this is just how a dolphin tail looks like. You just can't change it. But the top with the bow design on the front and the cross strap and the skirt with the frills, the silhouette looks damn similar. You know, you can say, oh, the hair has a flip on the bottom or there's fins on the legs, but it's very similar looking. If you do look at the finer details, there's a lot of elements that are quite different, but without a doubt, you can see that this artist or whomever came up with the design, maybe it was the VTuber, maybe it was, they had a character artist, whatever. I don't know who made this design, right? The person who makes the design isn't always the VTuber. Sometimes the VTuber has some ideas and somebody else makes the design for them. I don't know whether they were both made by the same artist, but I know that this VTuber heavily referenced 𝙍𝙤𝙤's model.
Okay, I just had to find a part to pause it. It says, Dark Buddy says they copied the fundamental structure of the model without understanding the concept. Same overall pose and silhouette. Not choir. Not sure why they didn't just make it into something else. Yes. So a takeaway from this, I would imagine a dolphin looking very different than a whale VTuber. I imagine a dolphin being kind of edgy, kind of sporty, kind of cute, maybe like a beach theme kind of vibe. That's my thought on a dolphin kind of VTuber concept. At least the concept being beach theme. Maybe some... I mean, I get the blonde part. I feel like I really get the almost kawaii moe kind of vibe. That's my envisionment of a dolphin. And the tail, I would think the tail would be down, not up. Or at least smaller, or more petite. Yeah, but I mean, everybody has their own... Oh, noodle. Everybody has their own take on how they envision a dolphin character. But in this case, thank you. That's a really good fundamental structure. My goodness, buddies. Well, aren't you guys snazzy? Fundamental structure without understanding the concept. I mean, they could always come back. They can always recreate it. I think people still have the opportunity to, you know, still be a content creator, even with making choices that don't result in a positive lighting. I don't know. I think redemption is for everybody. I mean, in this case, it's how you come back, I think, and how you respond to the situation. Like, I mean, if I was in a simulation, okay, yeah, if I was in a simulation where there were similarities between two different content creators in a design, I think I'd be like, oh yeah, they kind of do look similar. I'm gonna change it up then. That would be my response, but everybody responds differently. But that would be me. I'd be like, you know what? You're kind of right. Jesus, I'll get back with the artist and do something else. That because I really don't like confrontation. I don't like disagreements. I avoid it always. It's like, where did Sprinkles go? Yeah, I disappeared, guys. I don't like confrontation at all. I'll put a note maybe, or I'll give my last say on the matter and I'll just go off to do something else. I really don't like it. But let me emphasize, becoming a content creator, big or small, you're going to come to these situations. Like, even though I really don't like disagreements, they happen. I don't like confrontation, they happen. It's gonna happen regardless if you wanted to or not. And that's what adulting and maturing comes to. Even with content creation, it's gonna happen, guys. Things like this happen all the time, more than you would know. It's just sometimes it's not on this drastic scale as publicity as this one, but there are those situations similar to this one too. And I want you to know it's about how you respond and how to handle the situation that's more important. And that's my take on it. It's just kind of simple, short, brief response. In this case, okay, let me give you 3 examples of how to respond. I would say the first one would be, like I said, oh, yeah, I acknowledge that, yeah, they are kind of similar. And then what you want to do with that acknowledgement is either you make changes and, you know, take the repercussions of that, or you say, hey, I'm gonna keep it and I like it. I mean, you kind of just, it really just depends on the personality and the person. And we don't really know how much the model costed. That should be taken into account too. But just remember, there's always time that you can have a redesign. Never feel like it's the end of the world if it happens, because it's gonna happen and it's okay. I mean, that's how I respond. I am an artist. I don't sell artwork. I just do artwork for my channel. But I would say, yeah, that you still have the opportunity to come back and I mean, the professional way I would respond out of the 3 examples, it'd either be the one, acknowledge the differences. Either you respond with, I'm gonna make changes. You know, my apologies, sorry about that. I don't want us to be similar to the point where we get confused a lot. You know, to avoid that, let me do this, let me make some changes. Like, if you don't like it, do something about it. I mean, it's your platform, it's your channel. You can do whatever you want with it, guys. And the second reaction I would have to it, it would be... You could... I think the first one was good enough. I don't think there's a need for 2 additionals. Yeah, you could publicly be like, hey guys, I apologize for all the ruckus. In your own words, of course. And be like, I hadn't, you know what I mean? Just, yeah, take accountability. It's like, yeah, you know what? I did agree to this design. And yeah, it's fully functional. But, you know, ask for suggestions. I guess that's a second way to respond. Be like, hey, you know, my apologies on the matter. How do you advise I should go about handling the situation? Ask for help. That's what you should be open to. There are people who are going to give criticism, but they give criticism to everything. Whether it's content posted or stuff you do on live stream, no matter what it is, it happens. For big or small, it doesn't matter. Virtual or not virtual YouTuber, it's gonna happen. It's just how you go about it and learning from it. That's the beauty of it. I know a lot of people are going ham on the situation, but that's my take on it. Everybody has the right to feel how they do, especially their, you know, perspective on it. But to me, you can bounce back. You can respond. You can mature. It's like kimchi. You age with beauty and delicacy. We're gonna eat kimchi tomorrow, by the way. That's what we're having for lunch together. Yes! So you grow and develop and you mature with time. And it's okay. It's okay to be embarrassed. It's okay to be overwhelmed. But ask for help from somebody who knows how to handle it. Me, personally, that's my take on it. I think everybody goes through fluid changes in their career. And their career was just about to start. And I think, you know what? They definitely can come back. Oops, I'm having a fair live stream thing. But yeah, that's me passionately speaking that, you know what? Take the criticism and just know that you can bounce back stronger. I'm saying this in the perspective of anybody. If you make a blunder, a mistake, you make a choice that results into something kind of nasty and everybody's responding to it, honestly, give yourself a pat on the back for handling criticism. And I say this in general, not necessarily to just this one content creator that was about to start. I'm saying to everybody, because this could happen to you, to me, to anybody. It happens. It's just how you respond and how you perceive the situation that can either help you grow as a person, as a content creator, or you dwell on it for so long that you don't even get the chance to bloom. Because people age. Time doesn't stop for anybody. And that's my take on it. I guess I always wanted to be a motivational speaker. Like, take accountability. It burns. You feel overwhelmed. People are bashing you. But you know what? You're, like, if you're just starting your content creation career, you're taking a big hit. I have not gone to that extent of exposure to receive that much criticism as a small content creator. Like, at all. I have never reached that much of, like, views or people in general to that extent of, like, being known. Like, she went viral, guys. This is a viral content creator that hasn't even debuted yet as a VTuber. And yet they've received, like, a lot of either you... Oh, Noodle, did you just burp? You just burped. Stinky. Noodle. Noodle burped into my mic. If you're wondering who Noodle is, she's a dog. She's our doggy. She burped. Stinky. Anyway, so yeah, you just bounce back from it. I think that's how you should perceive it. This can happen to anyone. Let's proceed. That's my take. But we'll proceed from the artist's perspective. Yes, we'll go. Yes. Boing boing, Andrew Ghoul. Garslane. Hello, buddy. Dark Buddy says, I think if they just changed the pose and silhouette, no one would have even noticed. That's what I'm saying. I would have changed the clothes. I think you can still use it. Just change the clothes. And it's okay if you took inspiration from Shy Lily. That's okay. I have people I really like. You know, it's okay to admire people. It's just how to respond and mature from it. It's okay. I think, you know what I mean? Yes, proceed. Wait, hold on to see. Muerto says pickled cabbage is okay. I'm not a big fan. I like kimchi. It's good for gut health. Dark Bloody says, I think the artist is more so at blame than the actual VTuber. I think accountability is everywhere, in every way. If the doves could fly from behind me, that'd be amazing. There were special effects of doves popping out of my bum into the world. I'm being dramatic. That sounds like film work there. Being Toto drama queen, yes, most indeed. But let's proceed.
In the creation of their model. This VTuber basically stated a while back, they stated in January, I found a tweet and then I can go find it again if I really need the receipts. They stated in January that they did reference 𝙬𝙬. So it's a known fact. This VTuber is kind of upset that a lot of people are making comparisons between their model to 𝙬𝙬's model. Here's the thing. This is now the VTuber side of this debate, right? It is a known thing in the VTuber community that a lot of VTuber viewers like to compare indie models together, and just VTubers in general. They will compare smaller indie VTubers to bigger VTubers of a same category, as in whale VTubers, or sea VTubers, or cat VTubers. Here's the thing, there is so many freaking pink cat girl VTubers out there that it is not a unique concept. Nobody.
I like how she says cat girl, right? I'm a fox, but I could look like a cat. There's so many of us out there, guys. Like, look. Like, I look like a fox, a wolf, a cat. She's right. That's why I'm blue today. My original is this one, if anyone's curious. This is my... Oh, wait. This is my original color palette. But I do a little fun to it by adding blue, or pink, or green, or purple. Yeah, so I'm gonna go back to blue. Yeah, because it's on the thumbnail. But yeah, there's a lot of pink, guys. A lot of pink.
Owns the concept of a cat girl VTuber. 𝙬𝙬 is an orca, I believe, right? 𝙬𝙬 does not own the concept of being an orca VTuber. There is gonna be other orca VTubers. 𝑏𝑀 doesn't own the concept of being a whale VTuber. There will be other whale VTubers. There will be other sea character VTubers out there. There's a whole problem in the VTuber community where VTuber viewers will compare one cat girl to another cat girl, or two VTubers will have a similar color palette because, let's face it, there's like, what, 7 colors in the rainbow? There's not too much color exploration we can do out here, okay?
I mean, there's neon. Do neon colors count? Just a heightened version of the regular colors? But yeah, it's... VTuber creation has reached a peak where everything just kind of references itself. It's inevitable. It says, I'm gonna catch up with chat. Okay, cool. Alright. Yes. Okay. Well, yeah, there's some people who are like glow-in-the-dark neon. That's pretty cool. There's that take on it too, with colors. But it's still all the colors of the rainbow. The neon version. I really like the glow-in-the-dark. I really do. I did something! I don't know what I did! Oh my god! Okay, I keep doing that. Every time I just did something crazy. Ignore that. Ignore that blunder. And... okay, we're going back now. I was trying to put myself in dark mode. Yeah, I was gonna show you this dark mode. I gotta click off screen, I think. Yeah, I gotta click back onto VTube Studio application in order to do this without it messing up with Opera GX. Yeah. I really love when it kind of like, you can do highlights to your character. Little shadowing, so cute. Alright, let's go back.
There's only so many color combinations you can do before VTubers will start unintentionally repeating color palettes of other VTubers. It's literally just there is a statistical limited number of colors that we can work with. I do think this is a scenario where the comparison between their model and 𝙬𝙬's model is not fully unwarranted. If you are the VTuber and you're constantly getting compared to somebody else, is it annoying? Of course it must be annoying. I have VTuber friends that literally had to like rebrand because people kept comparing them to insert some animal large VTuber that they also happen to be the same animal of. The difference is again the character design, and this is where it comes to differentiating your model with another model. If you reference another VTuber model, that's totally fine in your character design. This is just how art works, right? People reference other designs all the time. If you tell me that said VTuber is completely unique and has never referenced anybody's design before in my life, I would probably say that you're lying, because there is no way in hell a VTuber has not in some way or shape or form referenced another VTuber model.
Yes. I was drinking water and then rewrapping my dessert because I don't want it to get staley. Sometimes you have to rewrap it. It sounds... Muerto says, I think shades of colors don't make biggest differences with the context. The biggest difference with context. Oh, you mean the context as in design, right? So even though the colors are different, they still very much do assimilate to be the same. But yeah, you can definitely change the clothes, though. You can change the clothes. There's a lot of mermaid VTubers, except in this case... I mean, how does it look from the back? I know how we always see the design of the tail coming out from the butt, but how does that look? Do you think it's painful if you had a tail coming out of your spine? Like, how does that work biologically? Like, how does that look? Like a dinosaur tail? I've always had questions about that. Because I know it's a design, but there's also the concept of it coming out your back. It's just like, where, though? I don't know. That doesn't look comfortable or pleasant. I'm sure it's fine, because it's not an actual biological body of a human fish woman. Also, kind of goes with Dagon, the game. Dagon? The Lovecraftian horror game we just played where we saw fish people. This really kind of goes with it. Unintentionally goes with it. But yeah, how does that even work? I guess it's like kind of like my foxtail, right? It's coming out my butt. Yeah, it's coming out my butt. Yeah. I don't know, just mine's, I don't know, the tail, their tails are very thick. My tail's fluffy, but if you shave down all the hair, it's kind of thin. Yeah, kind of thin. Alright, enough of my thighs. Let's go back. Beep.
The issue now comes into is how much you reference the model. And I think the problem is, even though this VTuber differentiated themselves with, other little elements like shoulder markings and star jellies and tattoos on the hands and feet, the problem is if you look at it from the artist perspective, I'm an artist, the general character silhouette and a lot of the core elements of the model is so similar. Again, on first glance, the most identifying elements, right? Like the most obvious elements are what people are gonna see first. The height, the clothing, the color palette, which is different. So I will give them that the color palette is quite different. But like large elements, the tail, which again, they are both sea creature VTubers, so they will have a tail, but the ears, they both have floppy ears. They're wearing the same outfit essentially, just different, kind of like small little differences, but the outfit is still basically very similar. And I think that's where the issue arises. I would even say, if this model had a different outfit, as in they had a long skirt, or they had shorts, or they had like, maybe not like a sailor bow on the front, people actually wouldn't compare them that much. But because the main elements of their model and bow on the front.
See what I mean? Yeah, if they changed the clothes, it'd be like a different gal and the tail down. I don't know, I think the artist spent a lot of time on that VTuber model. I know it'd be it'd be a big request to have a redesign. You would definitely be paying out of pocket for a redesign. You know what I mean? But I don't want the model to be like, go to waste. That really sucks, guys. You invest in the model, and then you just like, oops, dang it. They're very similar. Dang. And it's just like, that model kind of goes into limbo and never gets used again. At the expense of someone's money. But still, they did make the reference of choosing to have it influenced heavily by a current content creator, 𝙬𝙬, but I don't know. I think you could still reuse the parts. Just, tweak it a bit. But it still would be an expense and the cost of the artist putting more time, effort, money, and sleep deprivation back into the work. Because they do. Like, some artists, I stay up late sometimes doing artwork for our channel. There'll be hours where I sit there for, like, without moving, which is not healthy. Get up, get some water, hydrate, stretch. Don't just sit there for hours. That's not good for circulation. And most definitely not good. Yeah, that's why I do yoga. I do yoga stretches to help my body repair from all the hours of sitting for artwork. Because I'll sit there, for 5 hours, 6 hours. Some artists will be there for, longer than that. 12 hours, 13 hours, just sitting there doodling, drawing, trying to get the work done, especially if they have deadlines. My deadlines are just off of my own request. It's like me requesting from myself, hey, I want this artwork done by tomorrow. I'm like, okay, sure. But that's because I don't sell artwork. I just do it for me. But yeah, the artist could. That would save the artist a lot of time. Still use the design, but tweak it. But that's if they still want to participate in all of this. I don't know. We haven't heard it from the artist's perspective. Like, hey, you know what? Like how they feel about it. They're just kind of silent. I'm sure they will at some point. It's just gathering things together, being able to still share their side of the story. I mean, you know what I mean? Yes. It says... Muerto says, it depends on the tail, but I think we would lean forward more. Oh, because the tail... Yeah, I thought like a dinosaur. Think of like a T-Rex. I imagine people hunching because of the tail weight. That's my thought. Yeah, something like a dinosaur. Dark says, I mean, a tail is part of the spine. And other mammals like cats and dogs. Dalmatian says, what is that, Shy Lily? I mean, that's what people assume too. But yeah, that is Shy Lily on screen earlier. Not this part. This is a redesign, potential redesign. Muerto says, maybe our hips just don't support a tail, putting too much pressure on the spine. I think the person would break their spine or potentially break their hips if they had a tail of that weight. Because it's a lot of blubber. A lot of blubber. Dalmatian says, by the way, Shy Lily is the black one. Yes. Christian says, what is it, everybody? My brain. What is it, everybody? It says Christian. We're reviewing what to do, what not to do when it comes to VTuber concepts and artwork. How to avoid similarities. I think, like she said, it's just bound to happen sometimes. And you may have to do a redesign, but it's gonna be okay. And, you know, just learn from it. Don't feel like it's the end of the world. People are gonna have criticism for you eventually. Big or small. You know what I mean? That's my take on it. Take accountability, be brave, and be like, you know what? Yeah. It does. It does look like that VTuber. It does. And I'm inspired by them. But because you guys have given me so much criticism on how I should, you know, make changes for the better good of my content, their content, I'll do it. I mean, that would be my honest reaction. But it takes a brave soul to do that. It's probably really painful making a public announcement like that. It's hard. It's difficult. It's challenging. It really is for everybody. Don't feel like you're alone when things like this happen. It may not be a redesign. It could be something else completely different. Just be brave. You can do it. I support you guys. This could happen. Kuman says, hey Spriggles, did you do any research on any of the games I recommended? I did some research. Someone recommended a dating game. Anybody up for that? They're like male... Yeah, it's a male role-playing game. Would you guys want to play it with me? A male dating game? Yeah, you guys up for that? Wait, I can have you guys debate or share your ideas on that. Should we play that one? I don't know if it's free or not, but it looks fun. I think it's on mobile device too. Hopefully we don't have to pay for tickets and stuff like that, because sometimes you have to pay for tickets or coins to proceed with the chapters. Hopefully the game either is sold as is, and you don't have to make additional purchases. But yeah, I'm up for a dating game. I tried Crush Crush, but it kind of flopped. Not everybody was into Crush Crush. It wasn't Honeycam, that's why. Crush Crush is like Honeycam, where you invest in some beautiful anime waifus. But yes, we can definitely. Other recommendations? Let me see real quick. Let me pull it up real quick. We're gonna take a break from this, but we're gonna pull it up real quick on Discord. I said hello. I see game recommendations. Kuma says, it is. If you stream, it should be fine on there. Divinity Original Sin? Original Sin 2. The critically acclaimed RPG that raised the bar from the creators of Baldur's Gate 3. Baldur's Gate, man! I want to play that one. But I think I have to play it in the order that it's been released. That would be more a deep dive into their lore. Master Deep Tactical Combat. Unless Baldur's Gate 1, 2, and 3 has separate origin stories, but still related in the same universe, then I'm up for it. Like, if the stories are separate and they tell a different tale of a hero, then I'm down for it. Skipping Baldur's 1 and 2 and going to 3. Gather your party, Master Deep, Tactical Combat, venture as a party of up to 4, but know that only one of you will have the chance to become a god. I'm interested. I am interested in becoming a god. I'm interested in playing the game. Ooh, not now, Discord. No review this time. Yeah, Blush was recommended. Should we play that one? It's with some anime dudes. Some of them are horse. There's a horse, a snake, a dragon, a wolf, a cat. I think that's a chinchilla. Yeah, and a lion. A pink lion. Let me know down below what you guys want to do. Do you want to do a dating game where we date guys? Or do you want it to be girls, females? I don't know. Sometimes people get a little weird on live stream and they're like, I don't know, I'd rather get the vibes now. Share your feedback now. Date waifus or husbandos or both. It's really, the choice is yours. I'll only play it if we have a majority vote. Dark says, does phenomenal? I recommend that. DOS2. Muerto says, I like watching you play them, but I don't want to play them. The dating games. I'm okay with the girl waifus, but they kind of, some of their personalities, I just don't vibe. If I don't vibe with the personality, it's like I lose aspiration to play. They can be the most sassy, voluptuous character ever with the letter 𝑗ububa. But even then, if the personality is total wonk, I'm out, man. I'm like, I am out. Oh, Noodle! Noodle doesn't want to play. She doesn't want to talk about Crush Crush. You're done, Noodle? You want to be free? Be free, Noodle. Oh, you still want to snuggle? I had to move. Sorry, I'm like rotating. I had to move, Noodle. I was crisscross. That's the only way she lays with me, if I'm crisscross. Noodle, my stinky boodle, baby. I love you too. Okay, fine. You sure? Alright. I think she needs to cool off. I'm a body heater. I got really warm, and she was like, alright. Because it's also summer heat, and then I just got really sweaty. My thighs got sweaty, so she had to get down because I was too warm. Evie says, I don't know about it. About the dating one? Kuman says, Baldur's Gate 3 are, but aren't related. Just the same world. You need a beefy computer. Dang it. Man, I'm limited by my little computer. Kuman says, it'd be so funny, it's free. Are you for real? Okay, I'll look into it. I'll figure out and see how I can install it. Alright, back to the video.
People actually wouldn't compare them that much. But because the main elements of their model and the outfit is so similar, that's where the comparisons happen. And here's the thing, from an artist perspective, as an artist, right? If you change only these small elements of a design, but still heavily reference the main elements of somebody else's artwork, the problem is going to arise where people who see your artwork, they're going to only see it on a first glance. Most people, without a trained eye, don't fully identify all the small little core elements of your model. And they're just gonna be like, oh shoot, floopy ears and big whale tail and sailor outfit? Yeah, well, see two models that look similar. Have you seen the trend where like girls will ask their boyfriends like, oh, I did something different, did you notice? And they like cut their hair. Of course the boyfriend doesn't freaking notice because like they're giga unobservant. Like unless you have a trained eye.
Is giga unobservant? That's a thing, right? Giga, like Giga Chad. Isn't that Giga like ultimate? Kaman says, I'm proud to say I have 100 hours in Baldur's Gate. That is amazing. Good job, Kuman. Bear man. Good job, dudes. 500 hours shows dedication. If you're dedicated to one thing, you might be dedicated to a lot of things in your life. I don't know. I don't really ask that question about my hair being cut. I've never had that experience. I don't cut my hair. My hair is kind of long.
In which you are trained to look for these little details, you're not going to grab that as a differentiating factor. And that's where I think the issue comes in. Is it, again, really frustrating to be a VTuber, which has like your core element design and it's your character, your avatar, and to constantly be compared to somebody else? Yes. However, I think it's a little bit unrealistic to reference somebody else's design quite heavily in a lot of the elements, and then get upset that you got compared.
Okay, hold on. It's getting a little laggy, forgive me. I was gonna say to her, stating that if you do have inspiration off of someone else's character creation, I mean, I feel like that limits you. I think it limits your perspective of what you're capable of. And I think the only way to avoid this situation is think outside the box of like, okay, well, I really like this person. I really like their character. I enjoy their content. But I want to also make a re-envisionment of what, you know, not just something I like seeing in other people, but something I want to see for myself. And it goes back to, well, what about a dolphin do you like? What about the ocean do you enjoy? You know what I mean? Are you going to be doing... I guess it doesn't really matter, does it? I feel like your character does matter to a degree. Like for me, I'm a dessert. Because I like baking. I like doing baking hand cams. But I don't do baking hand cams all the time. But I really do enjoy at least attempting to do food-related types of topics. So that's why it's kind of like dessert theme. So I'm a dessert fox. Not like a desert fox, but you know, a dessert. A dessert? But yeah, in this case, take inspiration all you want. Just don't limit yourself confined by somebody else's character design. Oh, my mouse is appearing. Yeah. So, yeah, she liked her concept. I think she needed more time. Sometimes when it comes to VTuber models, there are different stages. There's a stage where you can develop the character sheet. I think they needed more time on the character sheet. Also, what kind of content they want to create. I feel like with your avatar, you can do anything you want. You can do hand cam, gaming, reaction videos. You can do role-playing gigs, sing, anything. You can do arts and crafts. You can do crocheting. You can do like puzzle, mystery, anything. So yeah, I kind of think that they just needed more time on that. So if you guys feel like you're hesitant on the design, get someone's perspective. Maybe that's what they needed. I did ask around with some relatives about my VTuber model because we were in the drafting phase, and I did ask them. Oh, sorry, but sorry about that. My little accent, little lisp there. Forgive me. Yeah. So then I did ask them for their perspective on the character, and I was like, "Look, this is my model," and they're like, "Oh, that's so pretty." So you know, it's just it's not the only thing they said. But yeah, just get somebody else's perspective openly in reference, you know, ask the artist first. If you're gonna get someone's perspective, be sure to get permission from the artist. But yeah, that just, you know, there is no rush, because once you create a model, it's done. It just, I really am I'm still sad that this is gonna be hidden. This is gonna be gone from the internet. It's a really cute model. They just, you know, needed some changes or a different way of going about going viral. There's many ways to go viral. Either intentionally or unintentionally, it just happens. But yeah. It says, Kumans, I haven't beaten Baldur's Gate yet. Marto says, I like Baldur's Gate, but I got bored and didn't finish it, but started another playthrough with a different build. How many Baldur's Gates do they have? I don't know. I still am on the motivational perspective of like, yeah, accountability. Yeah, they're very similar. It's like, you know, give a public a response. And there's nothing wrong with apologies. I don't know. I don't think there's a wrong with apology. Because you kind of get it over with. Like, I sincerely apologize. And then just share your personal perspective on it. My little eyes. I mean, that's what I would do. You're going to either get negative attention, positive attention, regardless of what you say or do. Me responding in this motivational manner of like, you can bounce back. Anybody can go through this. It can happen to anyone. I'm sure there's going to be a response to that, and that's fine. I mean, to each their own. I mean, everybody has to poop. Everybody has to pee. Everybody's got to wipe and clean. It's just, at some point, we all encounter something similar, controversial, different, get backlash for something, anything, everything. It's inevitable. And I want you guys to remember that. That's my takeaway. My ultimate takeaway is that this is just, it happens. But how you respond and how you proceed and following after the event is the most important aspect. What you choose to do and who you choose to become is the most important part. Everybody else's opinion doesn't mean anything unless you give it definitive meaning to what you do or how you respond. Yeah, that's pretty much it. All right, enough of my rambles. Forgive me, my rambles. Okay, proceed with the artist's perspective here. Yes, the professional artist here. Cat.
Talking about the silhouette, we can go over here to this tweet put up by 𝑎𝑟𝑖GUMA Soli, who has a background in character design. They are an art director. I'm a bit tired of seeing this happening all the time, so I made this to exemplify why people sometimes just compare designs of others. Value, colors, details are lesser in the hierarchy. They dictate what's within the bigger frame. This is what I was referring to, right? The major elements of a character cannot be too similar or people will start comparing. So this one, they flipped it. So remember, the fins is the split-dyed hair VTuber, and the no fins is Shy Lily. So here's the thing, right? The overall shape language is really similar. The height is similar. But that's like a minor thing, right? Like, even if you look at it, the tail is about the same size. The one is obviously fluffy, one isn't, but the size is about the same. The placement of the tail on the silhouette is the same. The hair follows the same structure, which again, almost all long hair VTubers have the hair stick closer to their head and then past the neck, it will flow out and then tuck back in around mid-thigh. That is a common design with long-haired VTubers. That is not unique. But it's just when all of the elements combine together with the same.
She said that, right? Look at my hair, it's long. It's really hard. There's a lot of long hair VTubers. There is a lot of long hair VTubers. Well, what is the one thing I could do? Well, not that one. Not that one. See? This is quite distinctive. I don't recommend going bald, but I mean, that's one way to be more distinctive. Right? I'm sure no one was expecting this. Aren't I beautiful? You've seen this lovely face before. Just not often. I try not looking from the side because then you see the back of my skull. But yeah, long hair VTubers, even short hair VTubers, at some point, it all blends together in its own way. You can make distinctions with like hair decorations though. Alright, proceed.
Tail and the floppy ears and the long hair, that their silhouette starts to look very similar. And then Arai pointed out these two VTubers who look quite different. And it's because even though they have the same design, we can tell they're both some sort of sea creature with a tail, right? But the distinction is quite different, not only in the height, but the silhouette, with this one having like a thing on the head, this model having floppy ears and like what looks like 3 gills. Yeah, I believe this is Gura's model. This looks like Gura. I actually don't know which model this one is. But like, you know, hair frills sticking out that looks like gills. You can see a large oversized jacket. Whereas this one has like a very, very long coat that extends to like their mid-thigh. So even though they do have similar designs, the big elements of their character design is quite different. I definitely think nobody should be threatening this VTuber, etc. Look, art referencing is so common, especially among VTubers, because VTubers will see a VTuber with a cool design and everyone's gonna be like, I want this design too. Imitation is the best form of flattery. I don't think that's something that warrants death threats. I think that is really out of the realms. I'm just saying, if you heavily reference somebody's design, I don't think they copied, but if you do heavily reference somebody's design, you then cannot be upset that people are now comparing you to the VTuber that you referenced. So Arai said, you can't create something unique amongst so many VTubers is the most lame, lazy excuse you could ever come up with to defend this. I absolutely agree. I hate this take so much. When people say, oh, it's like there's so many designs, so I can't be unique. Or when they say, art copying and art theft happens, so we should just suck it up. Okay, I again, do not think the VTuber copied Shy Lily, but it is heavily referenced. I just don't like that take personally, as somebody who has had my art stolen over and over and over again. This is a complete side tangent. I make frog emotes on Etsy, okay? The amount of times I've had people copy my frog designs is gross. I do not own the concept of frogs. I do not own the concept of frog emotes, but goddamn, you don't have to make it look exactly like mine. Like, can you make the eyes look a little different? Or like the color slightly different? Or the body shape kind of different? There's like a line, and then once you cross that line, then it's like, ugh. But yeah, the VTuber community is very gun heavy, as in, the moment somebody steps slightly out of the line, they will like jump down your throat. And I don't like that about the VTuber community. It's kind of icky. But yeah, you can be a whale or orca with drastically different shape languages. The shapes, the silhouettes, everything, extremely different. Again, here's an example of somebody's silhouette that it looks very unique. I'm not a VTuber. I consume a lot of VTuber content though. And I don't remember seeing a VTuber that ever has a silhouette looking like this. So again, I'm just saying, like, there's ways you can modify the model to look different. And then we have people like this who say, how about we just stop comparing people? No one's forcing you to go tell people, hey, your design looks like X, just leave them be. You can choose to keep scrolling. If you have a design that heavily references another VTuber, you can't be upset that they then compare you to said VTuber that you heavily referenced.
I think if in this case, it would have been perfectly appropriate to say that they referenced or heavily referenced, because then it gives more context to the situation. But I mean, everything is already said and done though. Yes. But yeah, they could just, I mean, people do this all the time, I'm sure. But it's just also... The next part 2 of her take on it is gonna hit very different. Right now we're focusing on the artist perspective, mixing in with the VTuber concept. And the next part is not as... I want to say this is a neutral take, and the next take is... it's neutral, but with more definitive opposed to what was done. And we're gonna get into that. My goodness. I'm gonna let her finish this last part. My brain is complete mush now. I'm so tuning in. I'm definitely absorbing and devouring the content here. I still think this is my favorite take. This is my favorite take on the whole situation because it focuses on design. It does. It's good. And she also gave her personal experience with people stealing her artwork, which really sucks. That's awful. But yeah, become your own person. Become you. Be you. Don't become lucrative in the world and what you think people want. I think that's how it happened. It was in the assumption that you want to become what people are looking for. So you gravitated to someone else's model, pre-existing character, and you got lost in the idea that this is what you wanted. And that's okay, because what you want changes all the time. Your desires change all the time. That's why they say don't trust your desires, and that they'll help you follow a path leading to success. Because desires are not definitive. They change. Maybe you want to be a dolphin VTuber, but then during the process, maybe you want to be a butterfly, or maybe you want to become totally different animal, creature, character design entirely. People's ideas change and they come and go. There clearly was phases to the development of the model. And I think they do, a lot of people will recommend that you wait on the design and then try getting a perspective. You can do that too. With the creation of your model, you can get people, your audience, your developing audience, before you debut, you can get their perspective of what they think on the model. But of course, be sure to get the permission of the artist when it comes to the character design. And that's way before you get to rigging, way before they start drawing all the layers, start coloring all the layers. That is my best advice on this situation. How to avoid it? Take a longer time on developing the character design, the color palette, and then getting people's opinions and critiques on it. That's the only way to avoid the situation entirely. You don't want to be compared to someone that you really admire or heavily influenced in the creation of the VTuber model. Then just take your time. There is no rush. You're gonna debut someday. It doesn't have to be tomorrow. It doesn't have to be 2 months from now. It could even be a year from now. My model, my take from model creation, my first model was 3D. I was using VRoid Studio because I wasn't ready to invest in a VTuber model. If I'm going to share my take and, my take on it, VTuber models can take a long time. Some people take a year before, of prep work before actually debuting, before starting their channel. They're trying to get their overlays, they're trying to get the design, the theme. They want it to be perfect, the way they want it to be. And you want to give also a great impression to people. But the first impression they have to people is kind of sour and, and salty. But there is a way to also learn from it and how to avoid doing the same. Because it happens. It just does. It's gonna rain, guys. It rains everywhere. The sun comes out. The moon comes out. I mean, the moon is always kind of there, just kind of behind the clouds. But you know what I mean. The weather changes. Desires change. Influences. Interest. Likes. Dislikes. People grow, develop, fluctuate. Yeah, it's a thing. So is your VTuber model design. So I started out with 3D. And my VTuber model actually had blue hair like this one. And she was supposed to be a cafe theme. Now, if you go back to my very first live stream, you're going to see how much I've changed and grown. And since I've focused heavily on that from my reaction to the situation, I know everybody has a take, and everybody's take is valid because that's how they feel. But this is my take from my experience. I didn't plan to be the VTuber model you see right here. It wasn't supposed to be cafe theme. Originally, it was supposed to be diner theme. I wanted to be a cat, not a fox. That was my original design. And if you look back, she looks terrifying. My first 3D model looks horrible looking. I admit that. Ugly. I look super ugly. That's why no one watched me, because my design was still in the developmental phase. And then eventually, I went full-on diner. Instead of blue hair, I went to pink hair. Originally, it was chibi diner girl, cat, humanoid creature diner girl. You go back, super glitchy. I've updated my PC. I've gone through a lot of changes, but they're positive changes. And so you're gonna have a lot of duds. That was my dud. And then my second 3D model was a Diner Dasher girl with pink hair and green eyes. And I guess I could reference to the green eyes and pink hair here. That's why I changed a lot of my colors. My color scheme changes a lot because I like them all. I like all the colors. So I want all the colors I can put on my model. Even like the really pretty blonde one. Where is it again? Is it this one? No, this is brown. This is brown, this is purple, this is green, this is pink, this is blue. Where's that other one? This is pink, blue eyes. Where's the other one? I can't remember the other one. I can't remember the other one! Oh, well, you get my drift. I was trying to find the other light brown, slight blondish. Anyway, so my second model was a Diner Dash girl. That was my theme, but I wasn't ready yet. And would I call it a dud? No, I actually did a tutorial of how to get more features on your 3D model. So there's a tutorial, you can go check it out if you want, if you're into that, with VRoid Studio. And then, after time of waiting, I finally told myself, you know what? 3D model is just not cutting it for me, and it's hurting my PC. My PC's not running using 3D from VRoid Studio. I made that model as best as it could. Are they totally wacky looking? Are they ugly? Yes, they're kind of ugly. They are. It's true. I'm admitting it. I'm embracing the cringe. But yeah, and then so my third model was 2D. It was a pre-made model sold for a decent price with a lot of features. You all remember her. Beautiful, snazzy, gorgeous. I love her, always. Then that's when I started getting the hang of things. I figured out how to use a 2D model because it's a learning process on how to move and how it works with your body. And if you want to do what kind of camera you want, you go into like, okay, do I want to invest in a PC camera, USB connection? Do I want to invest in my, like an Apple phone with iFace mocap? What kind of softwares do I want to do? Do I want to do VTube Studio? Do I want to do a different, there's other options out there. And it really comes down to figuring out 3D or 2D. The choice is yours. Free, pre-made, that's also fine too. That's what I did. I didn't start off with a model like hers. I didn't start off with a design. I was in the works of figuring out what I wanted to create in content because that is the core of being a content creator. Just what do you like? What don't you like? Do you want to inspire other people? You can still do those things. Like, it's not too late for her. Like, she can still do it if she wants to. It's just how you come back and how you respond. And then learn from it. And maybe, tweak it. Before she comes back with a response, okay, this is my recommendation to anybody, everybody. This is for everybody out there. All my buddies and everybody tuning in. If you're in a situation like this one, where you make choices, receive criticism, backlash of all kinds, inevitable, big or small, before you come back with a public tweet, or don't even do Twitter, there's other ways to post it to go viral for other people to see it. It could be on your channel. Or I guess Twitter works too, I don't know. It's your choice, man. Do whatever. Have someone proofread it. Have someone proofread it before you send it. That is the best advice suggestion you can get. Proofread it. Because if you just send it based off your jumbled thoughts, it's literally going to be regurgitated feelings and, what's going on in your head. And what you want is a clear... You want to show your intent. I intend to do this. And, I intend to grow from this and do better. But make sure you have someone read it. And it can be short. It doesn't have to be long. It could be just a few simple words. And that could be very impactful. That's what I highly recommend to anybody. It doesn't have to be that you're becoming a VTuber. It could be, maybe you made a video and you posted it. And now, you accidentally doxed yourself. And it's super awkward. And people are looking at you weird and funny. I mean, it could be a situation like that. You accidentally doxed yourself online. It's fine. You can come back from it. Just, probably move. In that case, probably move and tell your parents, like, hey guys, I did a fumble, like a big fumble, and now people know where we live. And I'm scared. Like, ask for help. There's nothing wrong with asking for help. Ask for somebody who wants to help you. Like, hey, I did this, this, and this. How do I go about it? Like, how do I need PR, professional help. You know what I mean? Public relation help. It's okay. It's okay. It's nerve-wracking. I would vomit. My first reaction, I'd probably be puking behind screen and lose my appetite, go through a depressional state, cry my eyes out, and then I'd be like, okay, I'm gonna write up my list and my response. Probably take a break from the internet. That's what I would do. And I wouldn't tell them I vomited. Like, you never tell them that. I mean, you guys know that. I probably would. Out of anxiety, stop eating, fever. I mean, that happens. That's a normal reaction the body goes under during stress. That's just the body's reaction to stress. But yeah, you know, don't tell people that, because then it's a sign of weakness and the world will just devour you anyway. But yeah, ask for help, get suggestion, get professional help for public relational work, especially with posting. Yeah, that's what I would do. That's how I would handle the situation. It's a bunch of jumbled stuff coming out my brain, but you know what I mean. Good intentions. Seek professional advice. Me, just a suggestion to seek professional advice. Continuing on for the last bit.
That's just how it works. To be blunt, if you look at it, if you take a step back and you squint a little bit, which is how you do the silhouette test, if the design still looks really similar, you may need to change it a little bit.
Dang it, the last part is copyrighted! Fuck! Now I gotta like cut it out of my stream. Okay, it'll be after. Hold on, I gotta close display before I accidentally show some stuff I shouldn't show. I knew it. I knew it was gonna show stuff I shouldn't show. We're gonna go back to her channel. Of course, we're gonna give her a round of applause, but I really wanted to react to it. It's very important. Yes, indeed. Very important. Oh my goodness, I'm about to glitch out. It says, the cat, hello, buddy. I got a burp. Oh my god, I almost burped slash something else. Hold on. Oh god, that was freaking painful. Okay, Kanan says I liked it. Christian says I don't know squat about the Baldur's Gate or Elden Ring, so no comment. Muerto says I like Baldur's Gate, but I got bored. Oh. Christian says I need some assistance here. What happened? Muerto says you kind of sound like an art teacher. Oh really? Do I really? I can see that. I'm just saying, guys, you learn from people. I've been binge watching all content creators, all walks of life, fleshy YouTubers, VTubers, PingTubers react to it. And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna say what hasn't, you know, been openly said. Learn from it! Grow from it! I believe in you. You can come back stronger, better, bolder! Like, seriously, man. Everybody makes decisions, and the internet still comes from you. You could be eating something and be like, oh my god, guys, this is so freaking good. And the people are like, I hate your review. That sucks. It's just inevitable. Tomorrow we'll be eating kimchi ramen. And it's okay if you don't like it. I'll be eating it. You can watch me eat it and watch me enjoy it. And cringe with me. Yeah, cringe with me tomorrow, 12:30. You can come. Yeah, come eat lunch with me. I'll be cooking on live stream. Yeah. Alright, her next part is a different take on it. It's a lot more... It's yes. It's the other half. Let's go. Gotta mute for ads, please. No ads. I beg you. I gotta do the whole setup for tomorrow. I gotta pull out the camera. I gotta strap the camera so it doesn't show me. I gotta make sure I wear appropriate clothing. Yes. Alright, pause. Her take on this time is different. So we just went from her take on the artwork, on the character design. But now it's a take on the person's choices and public response to her copycatting. Womp womp. Da, 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 da. Yeah, this one's a lot more harsh, so prepare yourselves. But this is what everybody's been saying too, but this is her take. Oh my goodness, I was too loud, forgive me. Forgive me, I was too loud. I'll calm down. Yes. Okay, ready? Alright, let's jump into it. So this is also Kat, but this is her take on content creation work. It was just artwork design. Now this is the choices that were made. So we'll take a listen. Yes.
A VTuber called Small Lola, who is accused of copying Shy Lily in their VTuber design. This is Shy Lily, a very popular, huge VTuber, and this is Small Lola. Last week, a tweet of Small Lola went viral with her circling elements on her body and Shy Lily's body and complaining that people compare her to Shy Lily, and she's like, but I have so many different elements. I have the star jellies on my ears, a split-dyed hair, I have hearts on my skirt, I have tattoos on my arms, and a fluffy tail and fins, so I don't know why everybody compares me to 𝙬𝙧 because I'm my own unique model and I'm tired and upset of people comparing me. And I gave her the benefit of the doubt because do these two models from an artistic perspective look really similar? Yes, but in the VTuber space, a lot of VTubers get compared to other VTubers and it's really frustrating, and it happens a lot, as even to VTubers that look nothing alike. It could be two cat VTubers and they're like, you're copying, insert bigger cat VTuber here, when, let's be honest, 𝙬𝙧 doesn't own the concept of being an orca, and Small Lola doesn't own the concept of being a dolphin, I think is what she was supposed to be. I was truly trying to give her the benefit of the doubt last week. And then a whole bunch of tea came out and I cannot give her the benefit of the doubt anymore. Girl, you knew exactly what you were doing. I was trying to be nice. Like literally, I was clutching my pearls. The angel on my shoulder was yapping in my ear, being like, Kat, please be a good person and do not harp on this girl too much. But
I want to do a shout out to, Wadito says, the only time I coughed out my lunch is when I overindulged. I ate half of the sea turtle. I think I overindulged. My stomach hurts. Jesse says, hello, hello, Jesse. Christian says, no, that was just another way of wanting help. Oh, you think that they were seeking advice? Evie says, I won't be there tomorrow because I work. That's okay. The live stream will always be available to you to watch after. No worries, okay? It's completely fine. I gotta strap that camera. Hand cams make me nervous. I need professional help. I need professional help on how to set up my camera. Anybody out there who has recommendations, let me know if you recommend on a setup. Because I've been strapping mine down with things I with rubber, yeah, okay? I need help with my camera setup. I need a clamp. I need a big, heavy-duty clamp to grab that camera. Or maybe just a recommendation on what kind of camera to use. Yeah, I'm using a PC camera. Alright, back to here. At least she admits she was being nice. That's why I enjoyed her take. I really liked that first one. But this one, the second one was bound to happen. Oh goodness, it's already 9:05. We're capping at 3 hours already. She has a 16-minute video here. I do want to get into it because, you know, the do's and don'ts of what not to do when it comes. Don't do copycatting in general. You know, the first take was how to avoid it. Take longer time on the designing phase, get professional opinion, seek out criticism to help improve it, see it as, you know, basically, you know, to avoid any future outcomes that could lead to being considered a copycat. But yes, this one has to do with people's mannerisms, accents. This take is on people's social media post, them copycatting other people, and, you know, it's just we'll take a listen. To me, yes, we'll take a listen.
after all this stuff came out, I can't. So we have this first tweet by Cherry Berry with the whole essay about this. So first up, Cherry said, I wasn't really going to say anything about this whole Small Lola drama. Yeah, the designs are similar. Yeah, small things add up. You can't reinvent the wheel. But then I saw these clips. Lola literally changed her accent to sound like Lily. And by the way, another side note, look at Small Lola's original model. It looks nothing like 𝙬𝙧. And then she pulled up with this. You can't say, I was just like referencing my old model if your old model looks like this.
You guys are stuck. I can't get you guys to move. Bro, why is this fucking fish stuck there? Oh my gosh. It's just there in the corner.
Let me find a clip of 𝙬𝙧 so you guys can hear how 𝙬𝙧 sounds like.
Our principal taught math, and I called it Ho. Brian's loud. Apologies. I shall turn him down a bit.
Let's hear Small Lola's new accent.
Hello. I heard you like VTubers, and if you haven't noticed yet, I happen to be one. Now, I have the solution to all of the problems in your life right here in my bio.
And then we can get to this huge banger of a tweet. A year or so ago, Lola had already had the exact same drama with being accused of having a 𝙬𝙧 ripoff model. You can see in these replies where I posted a comparison. Back then, she allegedly gained around 2K followers on Twitter from saying she didn't know who 𝙬𝙧 was and denying the inspiration. getting sympathy because of the alleged hate. Back then, she made the post shown below stating she doesn't want to be known for 𝙬𝙤 drama anymore. She has since gone through multiple catchphrases similar to Lily's initially whoopa whoopa and then whoopa loopa. So replies whoopa whoopa, loopa loopa. Now having settled on swam swam, it seems. And if you guys don't know, 𝙬𝙤's staying is womp womp. Small Lola is using the term swam swam. Her 2.0 design has also gone through phases where she didn't look that close to 𝙬𝙤, having different hair and eye shapes, but Lola had it changed to look way closer to Lily in the end. And about that, by the way, just to end it all, I want to say my thing. I'm 100% sure she's lying to all of us. I remember asking her if I can rate the model she drew, just a quick sketch, and if there's anything to look like Lily that I can tell her. So this was the original 2.0 model before she made it look hella like 𝙬𝙤. There's a lot more differences. Face markings, says Lola inside the heart, like completely different.
I don't know, guys, but I kind of dig this. What about you? I kind of dig this. She should have just went with it. That's gorgeous. You could have had like maybe a little tummy showing, maybe like a belly dancer, just a little tummy with the shimmery kind of like fabric. Girl, this would have been nice. I don't know about you, but this would have been nice. See? Yeah, this is how all VTuber models start. They start with just a little scribblies. Well, this is pretty good for an example. She has fishnet on her freaking tail. My god, girl. Were you gonna have pumps at the bottom? I would dig that. You know what? I don't know. I kind of like this. What about you guys? You guys can vote. Do you dig this design idea? I do. This is like who? Like fishnets? Come on. Come on, spicy VTuber. Yeah. It says, 𝑎𝐿, hello, 𝑎𝐿. Hello, Sprinkles. I woke up late. Oh, no, it's okay. No worries, man. It's okay. I'm glad you have rest. I'm glad you are resting. Sleeping is important. I've been struggling with insomnia lately. It's been awful. But you know what? I'm getting through it. Drinking chamomile tea. I'm doing meditation. Doing extra yoga. It's working out. It's all good. Alright, yeah, I kind of dig this one, though. I like it.
An outfit. She has kind of like a one-piece swimsuit on with fishnets and thigh highs. Still with the crisscross marking, but a way different outfit, which automatically makes her look quite different from Lily. I was asking her what exactly...
𝙬𝙤, hello! Yes, welcome! Welcome to live stream. We're looking at VTuber designs and an artist's take on a situation of copycat. And I was also... My reaction to it was... you know, suggestions on how to avoid it by staying on the draft phase before going into the rigging and, you know, final submission of the design. That was my take on it. And also what you can do after the situation happens, how you can bounce back from it. Given that it could be any situation. I feel like that can be applied to any situation. I'm being very general and very neutral because I think the internet has done enough on giving criticism. I think the backlash is so severe. I don't think anybody could wake up from that type of coma. That's... you know what I mean? Yeah, you know what I mean. I'm exaggerating. But yes, they went viral in a way I haven't been exposed to. Thankfully, I am still small and very tiny right now. But one day we will grow and our community will continue to blossom and bloom. So that is something to look forward to. But yeah, at some point I will receive criticism, and all I have to say is, I will seek professional help on how to handle it, because I have no idea. I mean, if you just... before debut, man, all of this, people going, you know, reflecting off what happened. Wow. I mean, that's kind of an achievement in itself, but at the same time, it's not the kind of reaction or attention you want. So it's what not to do. But yeah, these designs, well, how do you guys feel about it? This kind of reminds me of Pikachu. It's so cute. I don't know, I think there was a lot of self-doubt. When it comes to the design phase, I admit I had a lot of self-doubt about what to do and what not to do, because I was kind of figuring out what people like, what people don't like, and what it is what do you like? Do you want fishnets? Do you not want fishnets? What do you want to see? What's visually appealing to you? That is the question you ask yourself when it comes to the model creation. Like, to me, this is visually appealing. There's a lot of people with straps. There's a lot of people who have, like, a cat theme. Like, you know what I mean? It could have been, I don't know. It definitely reminds me of an electric Pikachu. You guys tell me. Like a Pokemon, but a human version. Curvy. Fish sea theme. Tons of stuff. Remember, your creative box is open. Like, there's numerous of things you can do. That was my problem. I couldn't decide on what I wanted, so the artist had to take all the responsibility from me. I was like, I want a foxy lady. This is the previous pre-made model I was using. I'm like, what can you do for me? I really like this artist here. They had a catalog of artists to choose from and riggers. And I'm like, I really like your art style. I got a cough, hold on. So I was like, I really like this artist you have here. I think it's adorable. And I'm like, here's my ideas. And they're like, oh, okay. So they came back and they gave me a few selections. But you just let the artist do the work. You want to be in control the whole time? Don't. Just let it happen. That's how life is made. Life is made the same way. Just let it happen. But what was protection? That's different. You gotta use protection, man. But yeah, so I was like, you know what? Take me, Jesus. That was my response. I was like, this person, this like, group of individuals, they're coming together with their artists and riggers. They're professional. They've had people that come to them, you know, for models. And I thought, as much as I want to be in control of like the final design, you still have a say given you're paying for it. But I just decided to trust them. Just kind of like, it's like jumping in a pool of water and just floating. Just float, man. They let them take it away, all of it. Because it kind of drives you mad. I was going mad at the idea of like, what if this design falls through? I already made 3D models. The design for those 3D models didn't go well. I really don't know what to do for a VTuber model. And so this was the final design for me. And it's trial and error. I didn't get this model from the very start. I used a pre-made model. And eventually I got here. You know, and that it's a slow growth. When you first start, my little brain, when you first start, you want, oh, I want a pre-made model. I want this, I want that. Sometimes gradually getting there is the best opportunity you can have. You don't want to be there immediately, because then it comes the responsibility of what to do once you're there. What do you do with a larger community? How do you keep people, you know, interested? I think growing fast, there's pros and cons to it. And I think a con could be like, you know, as much as the pro would be like, hey, I really like interacting with people. I enjoy my community. I love what I'm doing. But the con could be like, you know, overworking, trying to meet deadlines, trying to do activities, plan events, you know, being socially active, but also being active in person, both online and offline. Because there is that work to it too, having a larger community. Virtual or not virtual YouTuber, there's that too to take into consideration. But, you know, or growing slowly, the pro to that is taking your time, no rush, expectations come and go, and you'll figure it out. And then a con to growing slow is that you're not going to get the initial reaction that you're hoping for, because you want to aspire to be someone big, right? Maybe, or have a bigger community. I think that's everybody's dreams. That's how it all starts for everybody. And it's okay to admit that, like, hey, I really want to grow a community. That's perfectly fine. You know what I mean? That's being transparent. Everybody's thinking the same thing, so don't feel guilty for saying that. I want to grow a community! I want to see them blossom! I want to grow a forest! You know what I mean? Because that's what everyone's here for. You're here to just bond, relate to people, discover new things, play new games. It's just to have a good time and to socialize. That's what content creation is. And also investing in what you love. But making it a full-time job, having a larger community, you're going to struggle with your job, balancing it out. Sure, the financial aspect could be that you get, you know, what is it? You get monetized? Yes? I got so excited I almost regurgitated, excuse me. I would hate to do that on live stream. It would destroy my microphone and then I start crying. I think anybody would if they destroy their microphone. Excuse me, I burped. Okay, yes, so... yeah, eventually. But, you know, content. You're gonna be experimenting the whole time. Experiment all you want. Get weird, get freaky, but not too freaky. And remember regulations, laws, and guidelines. Remember to have restrictions for yourself. I think that's also something they don't talk about when creating a community. Make sure you have rules and guidelines. What kind of conversations are you open to? What do you think is appropriate? What is your age? What is your intended audience age? Me, it's 18 plus, because to me, I can work with that. I can work with talking to adults. You know, under 18? No, that never goes well. In every community, being under 18 kind of audience, it just doesn't work on YouTube. It's a lot of backlash and chaos that kind of intermingles. The same goes for understanding of like, well, how much information do you want to reveal about yourself? Do you want to keep private? Do you want to expose your real name? Do you want to use a username? How fast? It's like dating. It's like dating. How much do you want to show of yourself? You want it to be gradual. Like you gradually open up to people. Hey, this was my career path. This is what I did for a living. You don't want it to be wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, all at once. Like, Jesus, like, whoa there, slow down, man. You want it to be a gradual connection, a gradual bond relationship you develop with your community. I mean, those expectations are wonderful, and everyone aspires to them. To being already solidified and having a regimen of things that you do, a schedule. But it's not, and you're gonna figure it out. Like, my schedule dates change all the time. Rules and guidelines, that came along way later. That came like maybe 6 to 7 months after I started the habit of live streaming. How often do you want to live stream? 2 to 3 times a week? What kind of hours? Day, noon, night? You got school? You got full-time work? Well, how are you gonna fit that in? Do you want to do ASMR role-playing? I mean, if not ASMR role-playing, do you want to do Lego building? Puzzles? I mean, I like puzzles. I mean, that's just me. I mean, it's not for everybody. Patience is key with puzzles. Same goes for, you know, it's just really, it's a gradual thing. And that's what you should enjoy. The gradual struggle, the growth, learning. Because if you get big, it's like, whoa, that's a lot of eyes on you. That's a lot of people looking at you with them eyeballs. Oh my goodness! Television says I like all of them. I feel very rock and okay, I'm gonna have to put you in timeout for spamming. Just 1 minute because you're being a goober. And I love my goobers, but damn. Elif says, I mean, looking with respect. Oh my goodness. Dark says, being tired while not being able to sleep sucks. Insomnia is not fun. I know, I've been having insomnia for the past few days. And also a loss of appetite and fevers. I think I caught something. Christian says, yes, monetization. Thank you. I'm still new to this. See? It's a gradual growth. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't think a lot of people know what they're doing, but you don't have to tell them that. You can just tell them, hey, I'm working through things, and I think I'm getting there. Yes. Kuman says, in my opinion, I don't think it really matters. Even if she's truly ripping off Lily, it doesn't affect anything. We know Lily came first, and that can't change. Damn, Kuman, bear man. You just kind of ripped everything to shreds. Yeah, Lily was the first. We all know that. I feel like the model, I hate for the model to go into limbo. That is what's bothering me. It's beautiful. The artist spent time on it. The rigor, blood, sweat, and tears. Probably a lack of sleep. And then it blew up on the internet the wrong way. Right before debut. They're all like, hey guys, we did it. We finally did it. Hell yeah, we got it. Whew, it's like running a marathon. It's like, yeah, we finished it. Oh yeah, celebrate. And then it didn't happen, and now everybody doesn't want to see the debut because of how the situation was handled. But because they're a small content creator, right before beginning, they didn't have a manager to be like, hey, I advise you to do this and do that, and don't say this, don't say that. They didn't have that. So I think that's a good take on it too. They don't have a manager. They don't have a, I mean, maybe they do, or maybe they don't. I mean, in this case, it really feels like it was a one-man thing when it came to the tweets. A one-man job. Yeah, I'm my own, I'm my own social media manager. Hello, hi, I am. Video editor, also me. Art illustrator for the content, also me. Tech person, me. All of them are me. That's how it starts off in the beginning. It's you. My OBS setup, it's working. Kind of. Most of the time. Definitely glitches. But yeah, okay, back to, oh yeah, back to this. Yeah, back to this. I'm gonna get some water too. Hydrate! Hydrate!
Exactly she wanted, and we came up with something like this picture down there. But lately she says she found another artist and she's sorry, but she'll keep working with them. So this was the final concluded version with Nanami Kamito, who was the original like VTuber mama before Small Lola fired them and went to a different artist. So this was the rendition. It still looks quite different from Shy Lily, right? This like black outfit with the black one piece, the thigh highs, and the garter looks quite different. I feel,
oh goodness, I forgot to say, when it comes to your VTuber model, don't forget, consider Twitch and YouTube's guidelines on how much skin you can show, because sometimes you're gonna have to do fishnet or a shimmer. This is just me telling you because I've had to I've tuned into people's model creation work, especially lewd VTubers. You're gonna have to put a fishnet or something to shimmer through it where it's transparent, but not enough to where you see everything. Because sometimes there'll be like, they'll probably shut down your stream for like little things. You'll have to have tweaks. So prepare for that if you're making a, you know, a model that's very flashy or very curvilicious. Just be careful. You might want to have, yeah, transparent tights or something. If you notice why lewd VTubers do that, it's to avoid getting their live stream shut down for indecency. I know, who knew artwork could also count no different than a person's body? I mean, it's art, right? But it's not a real person's flesh, but because it's the equivalency of it and it's animated work, it's weird. It's weird. A person could show just as much as skin like this and be fine on a live stream. Sometimes, not all situations, mind you. And I don't have anyone for reference because that's really effed up to call someone out for that. If it's their thing, do your thing, man. It's your livelihood, you're making money, you're monetized to show off skin, try cute clothes. Man, you're living the dream. Good for you. But yeah, it's a little weird. It's a little weird when they shut down someone's live stream. There could be two people doing the same thing, and then just one of them gets completely crossed off. As in, like, fleshy YouTubers. You know what I mean? If they're both cosplaying, both showing the amount of same skin, one of them gets taken down, the other person stays. I don't know how that works, but it's weird, and I'm questioning it. For both fleshy and VTubers.
An artist. So this was the rendition. It still looks quite different from 𝑠hy_lily, right? This like black outfit with the black one piece, the thigh highs, and the garter looks quite different. I feel like most people would see this model and not think it's a 𝑠hy_lily copycat. And then this is Nanami saying, "How I saw your tweet. I want to ask, should I keep working on design or not? Lola, I mean, I'm pretty set on what I've got, so there's probably no point." Wow, wait, so Lola fired Nanami through Twitter. Nanami's like, okay. And then Lola's like, "Thank you so much for working on it with me at the same time. You really helped me figure out what I wanted." And Nanami's like, "I'm glad I helped." What do you mean? Hello, I saw your tweet and I want to ask, like, did Lola just not tell you? What? And then 3 out of 3. Then she made that model and I was like, okay, sweetie, do what you want. I don't care anymore. I was with her for so long, but she definitely is trying to be Lily. And since it was working, she knew she can. But now since so many people are not going for it, she's graduating. Yeah, and this was the original small Lola. But that's in reference to Lola having the original 2.0 change to look closer to Lily. So more stuff. Lola has also confirmed on stream that she is in fact from the UK. The accent she's putting on is exaggerated at best and faked at worst. Yeah, like if you live in the UK, you're not getting an accent like her new accent. Comparing her newly adopted way of speaking to 𝑠hy_lily, it's uncanny how similar they are. Lola has denied inspiration from 𝑠hy_lily's design at every corner. Lola actually admitted it, by the way, but then she freaking privated her Twitter, so I can't get the screenshot anymore. But it was in January. She had a reply to her tweet where she said, "Yeah, I did reference 𝑠hy_lily, but like, why is everyone hating me for it? Because I only referenced her. I referenced insert another artist for the eyes, so clearly I'm doing something different." I should have screenshotted it, man. I'm so mad at myself I didn't do it. But trust me, bro. She actually did. Lola claimed to have received threats, which have not been shown as far as I'm aware, and has adamantly spoken up against the haters calling her a 𝑠hy_lily clone. If your model looks like this, you have absolutely no right to then complain people are comparing you. That comes with the territory. If you heavily reference somebody's art, you will get compared to their art. Just don't reference that heavily if you don't want to get compared. If she was faking a Japanese accent, she would be on fire right now and driven off with pitchforks, but apparently faking a German accent flies. If you think in fact all of this is fine, that you're not a streamer and not an artist. In fact, chances are you fell for her publicity stunt, as many of us did, and got exactly what she wanted, exactly what she had gotten a few years ago: followers, views, and engagement, because all publicity is good publicity. I do think if you are a VTuber or if you are a creator, you would think that this is very gross. From the artist perspective, the blatant art like referencing of 𝑠hy_lily's model is uncomfortable. Uncomfortable at best and like disgusting at worst. And from a VTuber and creator perspective, why would you want to make your entire brand about copying somebody else? Because then nobody is going to want to watch the cheap copy of 𝑠hy_lily when they can go watch 𝑠hy_lily. I cannot wait until I get my 2.0 done, that I'll finally maybe be known for something other than the 𝑠hy_lily drama. Also, allegedly, small Lola made 3 or 4 fake accounts to send hate to herself so she can complain that she's getting hate. Valiant Valerie says another sus thing from the initial drama last year is the one hate account who threatened her happened to have a VTuber model profile photo that Lola bought from Etsy before. It was like 3 or 4 hate accounts. And it's,
oh my goodness, I was mute! Oh my goodness, I was mute! Christian says all credit goes to what? Oh my goodness. I was mute, guys. I was mute. How long was I mute? Kuman says, I personally can't watch lewd VTubers. It just makes me uncomfortable as a married man. Plus, it feels disrespectful towards Ami. But that also means it's hard to find VTubers to watch nowadays. Well, guess what? You're in luck. I'm not very lewd, man. I don't dig it. It looks great. Being a lewd VTuber looks great on other people, but me, I got family watching. They're out there watching me, and I'm just like, you know, people know where I live. Family know where I live. Nah. Well, you're in luck. I don't really got boobs. I don't know how you can be lewd with this. Maybe with some leg action, but not really. Not really. Kuman says you are muted, I think. Yes, I was muted. For how long? I don't know. I was drinking water. I got lost in drinking water. I'm dehydrated. I gotta pee! I gotta pee! Christian says mute sprinkles can be funny too. No! How long was I muted? Yeah, oh, that guy was saying, yeah! I forgot. When I was mute, I was saying that the choices they took on setting themselves harassment or hate, it is in question, and it is rumored. And there is evidence that potentially points to it. And but still, like, that's where it gets weird. The whole thing about the character design, I was like, okay, yeah, you can bounce back from that. But then when it came to content posting being very similar to other people's posts, I'm like, I mean, that happens too. Everything kind of is regurgitated on the internet. But then when it came to, I mean, the accent part, I don't have any words for that. I really don't have words for it. Because me, myself, I mean, I don't. There's no suggestions I can give, but be your beautiful self. If you got an accent, you got an accent. If you change up your accent, you change up your accent. That's all I gotta say. Voice acting. People change up their voices all the time. Their accents all the time, too. That comes with the voice acting, but in this case, it's different. This isn't voice acting. I mean, yes and no. I just burped. Oof. I mean, that's too much effort. That's what I was also saying on mute. There's too much effort to send yourself harassment. I don't have the time or the energy. And I gotta pee. But we're only like 50 minutes. I mean, we're only halfway through. 7 minutes in. And Muertos says, oh, VLR debated. I thought it was meh. Aww, Muertos. Were you expecting? I don't know what you were expecting. I mean, it's okay, buddy. It's okay. In time, all things bloom. It's okay. They seem pretty cool. I checked into their live stream. You guys got a thumbs up from me. Keep going for your dreams. You are aspiring other people, and you have no idea, VLR. You truly are. I can't be lewd. I did all, you know, like, I have auditioned for different companies, but I'm just not very good at being lewd. I know I don't have to say sorry, but I am sorry, guys, that I'm not a lewd VTuber. I know sometimes you come into stream and that's all you want. Sometimes you just want some eye candy. I can be cute. I mean, I can be derpy cute. I can be kawaii. You guys kind of dig it. You dig it, you dig it. Dark says minute or so. Oh, man. Kaman says like 2 minutes, maybe. No! That's awful. Dang it! Oh, well, it wasn't meant to be. Kaman says, I wonder if there are any southern VTubers. I mean, I'm from the south. The deep south, like hell. I'm just kidding. No, but it gets pretty hot over here. It gets super freaking boiling hot. Feels like we're in hell. It's hot! I'm melting. I have to close all the curtains because it's so hot. Because the glass windows really heighten the heat from the sun. But yeah, self-hate. No! I was like, you can bounce back. And then I forgot. Oh yeah, this part. I don't know. I mean, I don't have any words. Seek professional wisdom. Seek professional advice. What do I do if I did all this and, you know, so on? I mean, that's how you just go about it. Just be very transparent. Like, hey, I did this, this, and this. What do you recommend? To someone privately. Not publicly. Privately. You can still mature. You know what I mean? That's all I have to say. I mean, I really don't got anything for this part. Kumal says, do a southern accent. I am southern. Yeah, I am southern. I don't, like, an accent for southern? There's different accents depending on your region. But also culturally wise, I'm sure. But no, I am from the south. I'm not, my accent maybe isn't your typical southern. Yeah. But good, but really, you know, like, yeah, no, I'm... I'm sorry to disappoint, guys, but this is my accent. If I was role-playing a character, then I'd do a southern, like, a typical, stereotypical southern accent, but I get what you mean. I understand what you mean. My goodness, come on! My heart is breaking! I'm not, because, I mean, if you figured out where I lived, you'd probably asking yourself, how come you don't sound like that then? It's like, well, because we don't actually sound like that. We're just in movies and films. That's how they stereotype us. And the truth is, it's not true. It's not true, guys. That's not how we sound. You come here and you're like, where are all the horses? Where are all the Western people? Where are all the saloons? Where's the tumbleweeds at, guys? That gives you enough. For real, though. I've gotten that a lot. And they're like, it just... I'm sorry. It's not like Hollywood. They're not a lot of horses. We're not riding horses. We're not catching cattle. Sorry. Come on, says, well, I'm born, raised, and living in the south of Mississippi, and sadly, I'm losing my accent and getting a Japanese one because of Ami. Yes. Oh, I had a teacher who was from New York. And they had a New York accent, and then they lost it 10 years later. Yes, your accent does change based on your environment. It is true, I've witnessed it. Then I met a man who was from Germany. Was it Germany? Yeah, he was German. And he said he was forgetting how to speak German. And he fell in love with this Latina lady. He was like, that's my lady. And I was like, oh, she pretty. And so he said he was losing his German accent. And he got really sad. He's like, I've been here for like 10 years. And he said, I'm forgetting how to speak German. And I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, dude. He's like, but it's okay. And he's like, I'm learning Spanish instead. And I was like, thumbs up for you, dude. True story. College. We were in, what course was it? What course was it? I think it was linguistics. I think so. Christian says, those silly folks. Muerto says, I like the stereotype southern. Sounds pleasant. Yeah, I bet it does sound pleasant. But in movies, it's not accurate. It really just depends. Sometimes you hear it, sometimes you don't. But yeah. Yeah, I don't live in a saloon. I'm sorry to disappoint. My accent isn't expected. Dark Buddy says, I moved to the south from California. So yeah, LOL, yeah. I've noticed though, people either have a really thick accent or not at all. Yeah. I think you get where I'm drifting at. Yeah, we kind of don't. Yeah. Some of us do, some of us don't. I don't really have much else to say. Oh my goodness. I feel like the spotlight is on me and it's starting to burn. If you ever are on a stage, spotlights are really hot. They're way up there, but they burn still anyway. It's like, do I gotta wear sunscreen back here? Come on, says. Texas has cowboys. We have rednecks on four-wheelers. My goodness. Wait, am I lagging? Oh my goodness, I am. Kuman says, I love the Louisiana accent. That's pretty rich. Yeah, because if you think about historically, Louisiana, the French colonized in Louisiana. So there's a unique accent there. Some of these aren't going through. That's so weird. Some of the chat isn't going through on YouTube, but it's going through on Restream. Because Restream is what I use to multi-stream. Christian says, get where I'm drifting at. I love it. You love it? Aw, you guys are cute. You guys are quirky. You're adorable, guys. I'm debating if we should finish or if we should close here. I think we get the gist of it. We're gonna give a round of applause to Kat. Kat, it was wonderful. I enjoyed it, but I'm almost on 4 hours and I have to pee. I really have to pee. We're gonna give Kat a round of applause. Beep. Okay, I gave a little likey. Where is it? Should I use this one? Nah, I think we're good. I was looking at my sound effects. Alright, buddies. I am puckered out. This is an emotional roller coaster. This has been quite fun, too. Leave down the comments below what you think about the situation. I can also like the other one too. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Beep. Oh, I did something! Oh, okay. I don't know what I did. Okay, sorry. Okay, I did something weird. Oh, okay. We're gonna go back to the other one. I really do feel like vomiting. Excuse me. Excuse me if I do vomit. I sincerely apologize. Okay, hold on. Oh, there you go. Alright, I'm also gonna beep. There you go. Go check out Cat. Go check out Cat and their content. My goodness. They put a lot of effort in that one. I recommend finishing the rest of the video. I just can't because I have to pee and I've been doing 3 hours, so please do forgive me. Go check out the rest of it. It's a learning experience of what not to do, what to do. I know drama isn't fun. Drama is painful. It's sad. It's disheartening, disappointing. But it's something to reflect off of. I did my best. I really did. That's why I don't cover drama. But I'll react to people covering it because I feel like, I don't know, I trust them. I trust what they have to say. Because she went in depth on what was tweeted. This VTuber copied all of 𝙬𝙧𝙗𝐵's brand. But I still like that first one. The VTuber copied 𝙬𝙧𝙗𝐵's design. I really like the design one because it's simpler to follow, but when it came to everything else getting muggy about self-hate and drama, it's just why do that to yourself? That's a lot of effort. I'm lazy. I only use my energy for things I think that will accomplish some positive outcome. That's what my energy is used for, with that intent. That good intent, yes. But like this one, just be self-aware that things happen in the community. What was I about to say? I don't even know. Alright, buddies! Come on, says at least we get another stream tomorrow. Yeah, I'm gonna see you guys for I'm gonna see you for lunch. See you for lunch. Sorry. Okay. I keep doing bloopers today. There's so much I have to cut out. What you didn't see is what you didn't see. I'm avoiding you guys seeing anything that I'm not aware of. Goodness. I can be such an airhead. Jesus, help me, please. Oh, goodness. Yeah, I gotta go now. Evie says good night. Good night, buddies. Christian says, this isn't the saying, but I prefer that much more. Aww. Thank you for coming out and joining me for reacting to some VTuber news, VTuber drama. Hopefully my suggestions help somebody out there. I hope it does. Because I feel like everybody had enough said on what you shouldn't do. But that's what I gather from these kind of events. It's just, that's my positive out on it. It's like, what to do? What's appropriate, what's inappropriate? Yeah. There you go. I think I'm at my energy limit. I'll see you tomorrow. Peace and love. And remember, be safe out there. This world is wild. And stay hydrated. Summer's here. Goodbye, guys. Good night.